Hello and welcome back to Drachmae and Demigods. I'm Sammy Ferber, and I'll be your host for the evening. Welcome to the Links of Tartarus campaign Season 2. If you are new here, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. All of these episodes are available on our YouTube channel to watch after they air. If you're watching on YouTube right now, you could watch this live every Monday at 7:30 Eastern. If you're watching this live right now, this entire episode will be up on YouTube on Saturday. So you can watch all of that as well as our entire backlog, Season 2, all the way back to Season 1. It's a blast. And we're far beyond the midpoint of this story, so if you want to catch up before the conclusion, definitely head on over to our YouTube channel. But we just came off of two very packed sessions, so let's just hop right into the story here. So, previously on the Links of Tartarus, the Hands of Fate brought all their powerful allies together to take on Tromokratis, the Kraken Lord, personal pet of Oceanus, an ancient enemy of Poseidon. And while it was a tough fight, leaving Iasus, son of Zeus, dead and several others wounded, the party ended up proving victorious, thanks to a clutch nat 20 from Ryujin that allowed him to strike the killing blow. Anura retrieved the Link of Oceanus, sealed it in a blood glass cube, as the party took a moment to catch their breath and let the reality sink in. They just defeated a titanic enemy of the gods, and while they were known before and even famous around Delphi, that level of fame is nothing compared to what they're going to experience now. So, as we come back into this moment, you are still on the battlefield. Several of you are covered in stomach acid from this kraken. Some of you are bloodied. Some of you are extremely wounded. What are you doing?
I'm going to change my starry form to Chalice and go start healing everybody on the Arc of Fate who's down at 0 hit points.
You got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my potion, because I'm gonna give it to Carissa?
Yes,
I always forget their name. Carissa. So they don't die, because I think they're still in death save throws.
Yes, Carissa's on death saves, but yes, you are helping her as Erix is also about to help her, so she is able to regain consciousness. She is no longer on death's door.
Can I get everybody back up to full if I'm using Aura Vitality plus Chalice plus Underbrush?
I mean, it depends on what you mean by everyone. Do you mean everyone in the party or everyone on the battlefield?
Like the main people, so like our party, and then like our big allies. So like not the mages and stuff, of course.
I would say they couldn't get to full, but I would also say that it looks like there's no immediate danger, so it wouldn't be the end of the world if they weren't all at full.
Okay, I'm gonna get everybody up to a comfortable amount then.
Sure.
I can't remember. Is there still like a carcass of Tromokratis just chilling
absolutely.
there? Did it, like...
Yeah, he's fully chilling there. He is starting to sink, but it's not terribly deep here.
Can I go and take like some of its sharpest teeth?
Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead and make a strength check.
Oh.
There's gonna be another thing that I have to try and make and get to
Lathos, come with me. I need your help with something.
I'll go with you. Say less.
Adagio and Lathos, come with me. I need help. And you know what? Fuck, everybody come here.
I wanna like.
won't be much
what
help,
would be
sorry.
like coolest thing
That's not bad.
to like trade to that one dragon who likes to collect relics and stuff?
I'm pretty sure
got
the
a
teeth
15.
would be pretty good for that.
15? I'll
like
say
a hard
that with
percent.
a little bit of work, you yourself can rip 2 kraken teeth out of its mouth. Adagio and Lathos, if you guys would also like to try to get a few more, that's totally up to you.
Oh, but
Yeah, I need
Is that, like,
like
advantage
2
or-
more, if possible.
Yeah, Lathos will be helping you, Adagio, so why don't you go ahead and make a strength check with advantage.
Okay, we'll put those. Strength check.
Yes.
Check. I guess it's a 17.
17? You get an additional 4 teeth.
Oh, nice. Okay, here you go, Ryujin. Keep your teeth.
Well, thank you.
You strange man.
It'll all make sense soon.
Is Humanity's body like embedded inside of him, or like?
Yes. If you'd like to take some time to try to like cut into Tromokratis' exoskeleton to see sort of what's left of humanities, you're welcome to.
Yo.
I just
I would
bury
like
him
to
like
try.
that, but also probably.
Alexios, do you think it's possible to make armor out of this here material? I'm gonna knock on the exoskeleton.
Simultaneously, I'm like,
You're
that's so
muted.
cool, and like, ugh.
You muted Alexios.
I think. I mean, I've never killed a kraken and made its skin armor personally. If it works for a
pretty hard,
blood,
though,
it
right?
should work for a kraken.
What do you
Right?
mean you've never killed a kraken before and made armor? That seems like basic adventuring 101.
I mean, I think it's more of a like quantity of how many kraken you have walking around type thing. I mean, if everybody can have a kraken, yeah. If everybody can have a kraken,
well,
everybody
maybe-
can have a kraken armor.
I mean, should we just try and see if the? No, it's okay. Okay. Food for thought. I feel like.
You
Should
think
we just
kraken
try and have
armor
them,
would only
like-
work in
like-
water?
Huh?
You think kraken armor would only work in water?
I don't
I mean,
know.
does normal armor only work on land?
I mean, it doesn't work as good in water, right?
Wait, does it not work as good in water?
I mean, so much as
What did you
metal
know?
gets wet.
Okay. I mean,
Well, should we? I guess
leather armor.
get these resources ourselves, or should we try and have like? Should we go back to the shore maybe and like talk? Should we get someone else to like take this stuff and just get it to us later?
I think the Athenian Navy could probably, drag the body onto land.
Yeah, that's fair.
We should also
Okay.
probably make sure the Tromokratis, the ship, doesn't sink.
Yeah,
Is there
fair.
anything
Okay.
that we as like characters can do to like semi-freeze for all of us, or?
No,
No,
Am I good?
it's good.
And then there
Yeah, you're
is
good now.
sorry, I missed
Um,
my
like
buttons.
the rocking back and forth.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna head back to the Tromokratis and try and help, but like make sure that the water doesn't sink it.
I'll
Okay.
go back to
I'll
Ryujin and fly around
just go try and
outside
help.
and see if I can help any.
All right, how are you guys attempting to help? There is a hole in the hull that is taking on water. The entire crew is there getting buckets, and they're haphazardly trying to get wooden
so
planks
I'm-
and knock them into place.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'll
use
knock the
my
planks into
staff
place.
of frost, and I'm gonna create wall of ice, an ice wall or wall of frost, and
That'll
patch
certainly
the hole
help.
temporarily.
Yeah, go ahead and it'll just be a charisma check for your spellcasting ability.
A charisma check for my spellcast. Wait, so would I just roll
Just
D20
add your
and
charisma
my
modifier. Yeah.
17.
17. Yeah, with your Staff of Frost, you sort of slam it down, and this ice freezes. And while it does, you hear some cracks as the ice penetrates the wood in some places and creates a little bit of a larger hole. At least the leaking has stopped. So while there is still significant
Yeah,
damage on the ship, it's not taking on water, and the ship will be able to be repaired over time.
I'm gonna take some of the planks that they've been using and try and start patching a little bit from the outside, just to help them out.
Yeah. We can
With
drop
your
dock
sickle?
it a little bit and
Well, I was gonna
try to
patch
repair it that way.
but yeah, putting it on dry land would make more sense.
Yeah, you guys get the sense, I mean, now that the immediate emergency is over, this will probably take a few days in dock for it to get back to its fullest capabilities.
Listen, I never claimed to be smart.
Do any of our party members have the ability to reach the twins? Like any of our like our helps? Like our like cute little add-ons?
I can.
Cute little animals.
I still don't know that I have a gate stone. It was never actually said to.
But that gate stone leads into the city, not Delphi right now.
I have one that leads into Delphi, don't I?
No, I think only my gate stone leads to Delphi.
Well, I'll
And
remind
then-
you that the gatestone that Dardania took with Isis brought her into the city.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go
Yeah.
start flying into the city and go and find them real quick.
Okay, it's an extremely
Pretty
large city.
Did we ever see what Theseus did after like the Kraken? Did he just like disappear into the...
Make a perception check.
You pulled a Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Disappeared.
Oh god.
Yeah, so done with me after that.
That is gonna be a 23.
23. In the immediate aftermath, while everyone's eyes are on the sinking body of Tromokratis, Ilme, your eyes look up at the floating form of the former King Theseus. You see, once it's clear to him that the battle has been won, he sort of turns in the air and floats into the helmet of the Colossus, where you know Traeia to be oriented. After a few minutes, you see his form shoot off into the sky, and he's gone.
Then I just want to like try and gather everybody once the ships have all been taken care of, and probably go meet with Traeia to just figure out what we're doing now. Right? Because now the next step is the God's Fight Day.
A few weeks, right? We moved up the timeline.
Yeah, we got time.
Yes.
Where in the city would the twins have gone to? Where did we leave the gate stones?
You don't know. You weren't there.
I
Well,
actually
I'm
don't remember.
Where did we leave the gate stones?
Who was in charge of that?
Where did we leave the gate stones?
That's what I'm saying.
I assume they would go to
Something
like
about
the palace or like.
I believe you gave them to some NPCs to place, so I don't think you.
Okay, well, we could-
You know.
We just use the gate stone and get there.
Actually, yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
How long has it been since Isis died?
Because we gave them to some NPCs to put in safe spots in the city in case shit went bad and we had
Yeah.
to get like key members out
Uh,
to safety quickly.
To answer your question, Anora, in the few minutes it's been since you've removed Tromokratis' teeth and helped fix the ship, it's been about 5 minutes.
I thought it had been too long. Okay,
Did we?
can
we got the same-
I tell, like, because I know Ilme was trying to get her all together because Ilme was getting us all together, right?
Yeah. You guys are all together around the battlefield.
Okay, does locate, is it, yeah, I don't think I have locate person. I think I had
You
locate.
can locate object on the gate stone.
I could. I kept up both of those in case. Would locate creature work, Sammy?
For Isis?
Yeah, or Dardania.
Yeah, of course, as long as they're in range.
Okay, then yeah. What is the range on locate creature?
I believe it's 1,000 feet.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to the shore and cast locate creature and tell everybody I'm gonna go check in on Dardania.
Okay.
Isis isn't a locate object, though.
Isis would be a locate option.
That is true.
I hate that.
Gone.
Yes, locate creature is 1,000 feet. So a couple things. So as you guys begin to make your way back into, back onto the shore, back by the docks, you see some of the Athens coalition rush to greet you. Specifically, you see the coin master Sophia of Olive Tree, the master of economy here. You remember she was one of the people that voted to let this happen, and she rushes towards you. Is it done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been defeated. Tromokratis is no longer of this world.
Wow. I'm sure gonna be plenty for the bards to sing about. If y'all wouldn't mind, I'm sure the Queen's coronation will be in a few days, and we're bound to make it a large celebration. We'd love to have you as guests of honor, and I'm sure she'd appreciate it as well. And if there's not a time to spend coin, then I don't know what is.
We'll be there. Pew.
We're all fat broke, so hopefully.
Speak for yourself.
Can we go back and get the rest of
Oh, that's
Avatrepo's hoard now that we know he's not there?
It's probably already gone. I thought we
No,
talked
we
about
said
that.
that.
Did we get everything? I thought we didn't.
I thought we said that it's been like some like other people have like picked at it.
Yeah, other looters and stuff
I
have
didn't know
taken
if
like
it's
the majority
all
of what's them.
Yeah,
So Anura, while you're on the shore, you cast Locate Creature. You do get a soft ping about at the edge of the range of the spell, but a fair amount basically directly into the city proper.
Okay, give me a second, because I think that's is it concentration?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I dropped Draconic Transformation, and I'm gonna turn to everybody, tell them where I'm going, and be like, hey, I'm gonna go check on Dardania, because, you know, they were super close. This is what I saw for her, and start taking off in that direction as fast as I can.
Okay, I will remind you that most of you have gate stones.
But they didn't all go to the same place. I felt we had people put them around the city.
You gave the entire batch to an NPC to find a safe place for.
Cora.
Okay, well, I'm gonna turn and be like, hey, who's got a gate stone?
I'll reach into
Who
your
are you?
pocket and be like, you do.
The fuck happened here? I'm gonna turn to Ryujin. We're talking about this later.
I mean,
I just want me
what was there to
Because I
say?
know
You have,
the one that I gave you.
I don't know what you're talking about. It was always there.
Are you trying to lie to me right now?
It was an illusion.
Are you lying to me right now?
No.
Sammy?
I mean, yeah.
What was
Jenna North tell he's lying?
You know your friend enough.
With a fucking 19 passive insight, I hope so. You're lying
We're
to
doing
me. We're talking
To be
about
fair, I have a
later.
pretty good deception skill,
It's true.
but I was actively trying to deceive.
Talk about this later. Does anybody else want to come with me? And I'll turn specifically to Ryujin. You want to go talk to her?
Are we okay? What are we doing first? Are we going to talk to Dardina? Are we going to check on them? Are we going to Traeia? Should we get Dardania first and then go to Traeia as like a group?
Is that
I
like
mean, I feel like we need to convene with Traeia and Cora and figure out what we're doing next. Yes, one has died, but it's not the end of the world, and we need to look on to how we're going to actually fix from the end of the world actually happening.
This
It's
world.
that
Yeah,
is a
no, I just feel like should we
small part.
gather everyone, like
I feel like
Dardania
because I
includes
mean
all the
Dardania needs to be
demigods.
part of the discussion too. So I guess we should all go to Dardania.
I don't think I I think the character Adagio would be like,
I mean, like, she's the daughter of Zeus. She's the one who had talked to her dad. Her and Isis were the ones who convinced Zeus to Isis was the one who convinced Zeus to let us be there now. I think Dardania.
If you guys want to go and talk to Dardania and then reconvene, that's fine.
Well, I was gonna say we could get everybody and all of us go to Dardania and talk there.
I have a couple
Let's just
things
talk
to
over-
do first, to be honest.
Talk over her dead brother's body. Yeah.
definitely.
You know that scene in Rocky Horror where they have Eddie in the table while they're eating. It'll be like that.
How about this? Nora and I will go to Dardanium and try to console them and get them to come to this gathering of everybody. But if they don't want to come, then totally understandable. I don't know. We'll do what we can. What do we? Should we all meet up back here in like, I don't know, an hour? I don't know.
It
We
always
want to meet
seems
at
fair.
the palace.
City.
Yeah, in the palace. Reconvene at the palace, or just go to Traeia in like an hour.
Yeah, works.
Okay.
We pass the palace. I'm gonna look at Ryujin and be like, grab a rock, so we don't go into the queen's bedroom every time we come here, please.
We have our own bedrooms now. Shouldn't we be like slightly familiar with one of those?
Listen, I'll do that later. All right, I'm not gonna do that right now. I'll do that
I
when
think
we
let's
actually
just
go
grab a
back to
rock
the
off
rooms
ground
later.
while we're going back.
No. Yeah, I'll grab like a rock from like the main hall or something in the palace later. It'll be fine.
Always
Like a
forget.
stone.
If
Yeah.
Priscia's standing
Yeah.
like right there, can I just like, I'm so sorry I left you. It wasn't by choice.
I think it's really funny. Dashio dipped, and I see both.
I ceased to exist before dying.
Creaser just sort of like looks up and she's like, honestly, I'm just glad to be alive.
Yeah, I was
that.
finally dying.
Felt
Thinking I left you to die.
So, Ryujin, Anura, you guys are off to find Dardania. The rest of you communicating with your demigod allies, telling them to meet all in the palace in about an hour. Anura, Ryujin, you use your gatestone and immediately you feel the air compress around you before popping back into existence, and you are in a sea of commotion. There are commoners, Athenians gathered all around as you pop into existence, and you see Dardania knelt on the ground, surrounded by Skymen, by Zeusian priests, all surrounding Dardania, who is holding the limp form of her brother in her arms, tears streaming down her face, screaming at them to help. You see Skymen running this way and that, gathering supplies and drawing runic circles. They seem to be setting up a resurrection ritual, but there's an air to it that something is wrong.
What's happening? What's wrong?
You see as you approach, Iasis's body is pale, and you can see all of these wounds along his body from where the various heads bit him, and where each tooth made an imprint in his body. It's a festering wound, almost a poison. You can see his veins no longer pumping blood, but almost inked onto his body. There is more than just a corpse in front of you. There is a corrupted corpse in front of you, and the priests around you seem to understand that, but are willing to do whatever they can because Dardania is so distraught.
This or like what I or anything is it similar to like what happened with Phaethon?
No, it's not. It doesn't feel, I mean, it's certainly some sort of poison in that regard, but this feels like a very different beast.
Can I take out my herbalism kit and do like some sort of medicine check or something to see if there's any way that we can kind of like treat the poison in a way that it won't interrupt the ritual?
Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Okay, I'm good at these.
Yeah. I'm gonna kneel down next to Dardania and just
Oh, why did I roll that twice?
observe while this is happening.
Can't
I
do
don't know,
math.
maybe put my hand on her shoulder, just try to be there.
23.
23. A couple things you can glean from this medicine check, from your experience looking at wounds of this sort of thing. It is similar to a poison, similar to a curse, but neither a poison nor a curse. It seems to be emanating some sort of power that you're unfamiliar with, and it seems like while you can sort of grasp the consequences it's hard to understand their source. I mean, obviously the source is the Hydra's teeth, like that much is sure, but you're not entirely sure what it's done to him. But it does seem like what you can glean, what you can understand from your world perspective, is that his very blood is poisoned.
Would greater restoration do anything?
Only one way to find out.
For that
Resurrect.
I have like an idea of like, do I lean towards it or against it kind of thing?
Not really. You're not very familiar with blood sicknesses. If anything, this feels like ancient blood magic, which you have absolutely no experience with. You have no idea if greater restoration will help or not.
One of the Skymen asks their opinion.
One of them pulls you
They pull
aside.
him aside, kind of.
Yeah. One you see, it's a dark-skinned dwarven man. He goes, I've never seen anything like this before. This is ancient. This kind of weaponry or effect, the use of things like this has been outlawed in Athens for centuries. There is no one alive in this city, nor this alliance, that has seen something like this before.
How long? So what spell are they casting for this resurrection ritual? It's not Revivify. 'Cause that's been too long.
It's been too long for Revivify.
Can I
they're
have stayed here
attempting to
for that
cast Raise
conversation?
Dead.
Which is how long?
10 days.
Okay. Since we have a bit of time, can we try and get a sample of the poison and discern what we can to see if there's anything we can do to stop it from blocking the ritual?
Are you asking this to the priest?
Yes.
He goes, I don't know what is or is not possible, but I do not think that any of us will be able to leave here alive if we do not attempt to do this now. He sort of glances over at Dardania.
Okay, can I turn to Dardania then?
Of course.
And put my hand out on her shoulder? Like, I never usually put a hand on her shoulder. Can I put it on the opposite shoulder?
Sure. She hasn't reacted to either
just-
of these hands on her shoulders.
I'm gonna quietly just say her name real quick.
She turns her head towards you, and you see literal lightning crackling in her eyes.
Okay, I want to get down on her level so I'm not, like, above her in a threat or any way. And keep my hand on her shoulder. Whatever is in his veins, this won't work right now. Let us get a sample of whatever was on Apatrapo's teeth, whatever it was, and see if we can figure out how to keep it from blocking the ritual. But right now, if we try this, he's not going to come back.
She
There's
grabs
something
the scruff of your leather armor, and she pulls you close to her. Shut the fuck up. She pushes you away. I know what this is. And I know there is only one place in the world that can save him. So back the fuck off. She grabs his body. If none of you are able to help, then I will be on my way with my brother.
Where does this come from?
This is blood magic. Only practiced, only expertised in one area of the continent. Only the blood mages of Xander will know how to save him. Anura, we...
Get us to Xander.
My team's is very delayed, so I couldn't hear what you just said. You are a robot. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
No.
Everyone is a robot. Don't know what's causing it.
Solo arigato.
You should go to
I don't know.
I'm still your dad.
Okay. I did not change anything, but it fixed itself, I think.
So I'm not a robot, is what I'm
You're
hearing.
perfect now.
Damn it, my life's goal of being a robot's been ruined. Okay. Okay, so after Dardania had pushed me off, I'm gonna slowly move back towards her, like, not trying to scare her in any way, because goddamn, I don't want to be hit by lightning right now. Dardania, I can get you to Xander. We all want to help whatever we can. Let's help you. That will get us to Xander.
Come on then. Let's go.
Wherever I can.
Well, hold on. I agree. But why don't we let the priests take this first of this means we need to have a meeting with everyone else. Discuss that, especially some of the gods in potentially territory. Yes, I think this discussion that
I'm going back to Dardania. Everybody here, we talk to them so we can figure out what's happening before we go. So that you don't have to leave your brother.
I do not care what plans you have. They are worth nothing. My brother is dead and cursed. And you are telling me to wait? So that you can strategize?
Don't.
and
I expect this
Making
from
plans
you,
for the-
you heartless. All you care about it yourself. I do not expect it from you, Ryujin.
What did I do?
yeah. We just should go into this blind. I mean, listen,
I want to.
I can stand to do anything and everything to bring back to help someone that you love and care for. I understand that, but if you go into this half-cocked, it's gonna be bad. Not
Sorry, y'all. It keeps getting fucked. I'm so sorry.
it's a
I couldn't know what to do, by the way.
bad guys.
What to do? I was ready to go. I got on with the beat.
Y'all, I'm so sorry. Okay, we're gonna be right back. We're gonna be right back. Hold on. All right, let me get everyone back into this thing. I had to essentially start the call again. My laptop is now charging, but no one on stream can hear you guys until I get you back on the screen. Please don't make a really bad joke.
My own expense.
There we go. Oh, but for some reason Adagio is me. Let's fix that.
I can't make the jokes tomorrow at work, so.
Hold on. There we go. All right. Sorry about that, but let's get back into this scene with Anura, Ryujin, and Dardania. Dardania looks at you all. If you are so set on me waiting, then we will do the ritual right here, right now. And if he does not come back, I will blame both of you.
Want to make sure.
The only thing I'm trying to suggest is that we don't go into this half-cocked, so we have the best possible chance of getting your brother back. If you go into this or half-cocked or unprepared, it's not going to work. You're going to put in all this work and effort for nothing.
We're going to
I understand. Believe me, I do.
We're going into territory controlled by the active guy.
Let me. From experience here, when you go into stuff with this line, it does not end well. You or your brother.
Also speaking from experience, it doesn't end well.
And I understand the hurt and the frustration that you're feeling. I would like to get your brother back too, but we have to do this right, and we have time. I know this is awful, and I don't want anybody. But if you want your brother back, you need to take a deep breath and just let us do what we need to do. A couple hours, that's all I'm asking. The priest will watch over him, take good care of him, prepare, take samples of his blood, and start analyzing it. We can meet with everyone else, discuss what is going to happen, and from there, make a better game plan. We can allocate resources and do everything we need to do this effectively with the best chance of success.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Can I help him out with that by taking...
That's why he's getting the advantage. You're already helping.
Oh, I was going to give her something as a promise for us to help her.
You can do it. It won't help any more than you already are.
Yeah, I was going to take out the Cloak of Stars. Because, it's like something that's super personal to Anora. Like, I don't even use it. I'm scared of breaking it kind of thing. And I'm going to take it and hand it to her. And as I hand it to her, I'm going to tell her, this is something that's super important to me and a journey I've been on long before any of this. It's one of the things that connects me to Artemis in a way. And I'm giving it to you to hold on to as a promise that I'm going to do everything in my power to help you get Isis back. I know how much it sucks, and I know how much it hurts to lose some of the only family you have. Trust me, I know we're going into a territory where my dad's split in two because I went into something not prepared and couldn't bring him back. I will do everything I can. I just want us to be prepared.
Ryujin, what'd you roll?
21.
Anura, Dardania. Sure.
I want to add to that. My last ad for the day. Add 5.
Okay.
26.
Dardania takes the cloak from you and looks at you. We are on the same side of this war. That does not make us friends. She drops it on the ground. She turns to you, Ryujin. 2 hours.
2 hours, that's all I'm asking.
Let's go.
And I know what I did,
alright.
just like out of character.
Not everyone's gonna like you. Not everyone's gonna like you.
Confused.
I'm gonna
I tried to help. I brought her brother back before.
She thinks the vibes are off.
talk to the Skyman really quickly, just like take care of him, clean him up a bit, patch up anything you can, take samples of the blood, the poison or whatever that's in the veins, and I guess do what you can to get it to someone in the city that can try and analyze it. Get us a sample too, actually. We'll be back in 2 hours. So,
It will be done. Of course.
and then scamper off.
All right.
Only questions.
So, all of you, along with your allies, meet back in the palace, formerly Theseus's palace, now Traea's. There is an enormous war room, much fancier than the one in Sunbrow Manor, but somewhat similar. Yeah. There is an extremely large oval table where your allies sit. Traeia sort of uncomfortably sits at the head of the table. She goes, "All right, so what's next?"
Question.
Yeah.
When the hour was up, can I put, like, just like abstract it with him? I put this back in the blood glass cube in the forge before this meeting.
Okay, so let's play that moment a little bit. You go back into the other dimension. As you take Iapetus off to put back in the blood glass, you hear, "Why? We made a good team, you and I."
I agree, and I think there's a time and a place for us to discuss that, but I don't necessarily trust you. I prefer to have your word before I take you in the important word meeting.
That is perhaps the wisest thing you have said to me yet.
Trying to learn from you a little bit. But, I mean, obviously we have a lot to talk about, which now is the time to look. That was pretty nice of you.
You know where to find me.
That means get away. Cause trouble. I'll be right.
What was that?
I was gonna say, who has a
Are we putting Ocean?
And this.
Okay, like eventually.
Yeah.
And then
I assume when we all reconvene, Oceanos will go into Forge.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
planning on.
Yeah.
does it just have like
Yeah.
enough spots for like each of the links? Is that how it's designed?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, what's
Okay.
the plan?
Oh no, I'm not gonna say shit. I'm gonna let Ryujin talk through this one because I feel like Dardania might actually hit Honora if Honora tries to help right now.
And we could,
As we
well,
know-
right now we're just
Cast
running...
transport via plants for this motherfucker at 5th level, but still doesn't like me.
As we know, Isis has fallen. There's something in his blood, something ancient, old. he couldn't be resurrected or revived. It's a sort of poison, and Gardania would like to go to the what was it, the blood mages in Xander.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now I convinced them to come to this meeting, spare 2 hours to talk, discuss things, come up with a plan. Because they're gonna go anyway. I figured better to try and have somewhat of a plan than nothing at all. Dardania, if there's anything you would like to add, feel free to step in.
I know that while this is a successful battle, the war is far from over. And the most important battle is still to come. I do not intend to abandon this effort, but my first priority is my brother. If there are those who would like to join me in nursing him to health, it is appreciated. Otherwise, I will be going alone. And I only hope
I'm gonna
that
raise.
this is all figured out and settled so that I can join you on that day.
One Dardania had said that if anybody was gonna go with her, I've been like leaning back against the wall instead of sitting down because I cannot sit down after a battle like that anyway. I'm just gonna like nod my head real quick and go, I'll take her to Xander whenever we're ready, whoever's going with us.
Can I ask Phoebe, like psychically, if there's like any version of the future in which both of them would actually live?
That depends how far in the future you look. Eventually they will both be dead.
But
As
yeah,
will we
I
all.
mean, obviously. Well, they at least both make it to God's sight, Dave.
I can tell you what is most likely. She will find a way to resurrect him, but he will be weakened. It is possible he will be able to return to his full strength eventually, but not in time.
Will she join us anyway? What a world.
It is possible.
Oh, Phoebe, what are we getting ourselves into?
You tell me, Titan Killer.
Yeah, just gonna lean back into the conversation. They're like, oh, well, gotta go.
Can Alexios just I just want to like lean on the table and look at Dardania and say, have you thought about any other option than to bring him back in this way? What about a resurrection?
This is a
It
resurrection. What
seems
do you mean?
like, I mean, I'm sorry, reincarnation. That's the one where you're
Would
out
that
of
save him
character.
from
It's the
this?
one where you're not you when you come back.
Yeah,
We
if
also
I
don't
was
know if
to
it would
cast
work.
it,
I
he
mean,
wouldn't be a child of Zeus anymore.
But does that like take his body? Like, does he
mean-
get a new body? How does that work?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
he
gets
gets
a
a
new
To
body.
free him from that mortal coil that's on having him die whenever he comes back as Zeus' son.
Yeah, but it's almost just his identity is tied into being a Zeutian, isn't it?
Yeah.
We still have another Zeus child.
That's
don't-
not the
this-
point.
I will say,
mean-
I am not To do that, it would mean he is no longer my brother. However, if it could bring him back, he would still have the same mind. I do not know. He was always... Our father never particularly liked him. And
Right?
it is possible that he would have chosen this path, but that does not mean that we have to do it. Nor should
Real
we.
quick, out of character as Anora, just Anna asking about the spell. So it would make a new body, so whatever's wrong with his body wouldn't matter, right?
Certainly seems, I mean, like, of all the spells in D&D, Reincarnate is one that could probably change someone's blood at the molecular level.
Okay, the other question is, because you roll on a table to decide what
I will
race.
say, I kind of know what you're about to ask. I have a special table for this setting that I would roll on.
Okay, so it does include...
It includes everything.
So it includes all of the demigod races.
It does.
He could
Yeah.
be my brother.
Could you
He
imagine
could
if you
come
rolled
back. It would be very
Wait.
weird. He would not actually be a child. Let's say a child of Hephaestus, but he would have the Hephaestus mark, and he would have the Hephaestus benefits, but he wouldn't actually have a connection with Hephaestus like that.
Oh, that'd be
Fair.
so
Could you
weird.
I
imagine?
want to know if
Imagine.
he's gonna
Can
be
I-
black.
Imagine
That's
if you
what I
rolled
want.
it and they came back as a child of Zeus again. Just a waste of the whole
He'd be
thing.
like, "Do I get a second chance this time?"
I want to look
But he'd lose
to...
that connection, wouldn't he? Oh, he doesn't really have it now, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to look to Dardania. It's up to you. Which one you want to do. I'll help you get there no matter what.
Can you,
Look.
if we were to do this other ritual, would you be able to do this now?
If we go back to the mages and get everything that we need, is it a ritual spell?
I mean, I assume.
I
Sounds
think
like a
so.
ritual to me.
Oh, wait,
It's
no.
preparation.
I had it prepped because I was like, it's a last resort. Never mind, ignore that. If we go get the stuff, yes.
If it could bring him back today, then let us do it.
Okay. I want to look to her. I don't know what the fuck I did, but I'm sorry for whatever I did. I feel like we need to get that out of the way before I cast this, because
Listen,
I'm going to be part of this ritual.
I'll say one final thing about it. To play the devil's advocate, the blood, whatever's in his veins, stop the other spells from working, the other rituals from working. We don't know if it'll stop this too. I'd say it's a 50-50.
So I will say
So-
with Reincarnate,
Does his soul have to be willing?
as the druid, it forms a completely new body. I could literally take a strand of his hair that doesn't have the poison in it to form it.
Is that actually how that works?
Yeah,
Basically,
I only
yeah.
need a
I mean-
piece of him.
Holy shit. So this would work. Out of character like this.
It
Like
got a
this
really-
is one of the few things that could absolutely counter a blood curse.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Alexa.
I
Alright,
can literally
alright.
take a piece of his hair and make this work. I could take a
Could you
drop
imagine?
of blood if it wasn't poisoned and make this work.
Okay. If you guys are confident that I support this, maybe even yeah.
yeah,
okay,
I have got
um,
just enough
whatever you
gold to buy everything if Dardania is not, unless Dardania is contributing gold.
I will contribute all the gold.
Okay, I was just making sure that we're good, because, like, I can do it, but if they want to hassle with me, I'm not going to have enough.
Yeah, she very quickly throws 1,000 gold onto the table.
Okay, come on, let's go get the stuff, take him back to the temple.
Okay, wait. Because this meeting wasn't just about Dardania's twin brother, who happens
Yeah,
to be dead and
yeah.
will be
Oh,
alive
that's
in like
true,
an hour. I'll turn to Dardania and I'll be like, I'm sorry for your loss, and I'm glad that we can find a workaround. May the fates have seen something wrong and things will end up differently this time. I know what it's like to lose someone that important to you, so I hope everything works out. But for the rest of this meeting, we do have other things to discuss. God's Sight Day is coming up. We don't know what's going to happen. We have a whole trial to get through, and we have time and enemies and preparations to get through.
What trial have we got to get through? What?
The Zeus
He
trial
was
to get
planning.
to Olympus.
I mean, that's just in
Wasn't
general
it-
a problem of getting to Olympus. We already went through the trial to prove we can
There's
go.
a trial up there too.
Climbing
We
the
have to
mountain.
prove to the Zeusian, whatever they are up there, that we can actually make it
Yes.
into Olympus.
Yeah, you don't think your dad can give us a ride? Like,
Oh my
Listen, if we can get a
Sun
familiar to
chariot.
fly all the way up there and knock a pebble off, and I can pick it up, we're fucking good. I'm just kidding.
So you can't exactly just fly up to Olympus.
Yeah, I know. I think we talked about this before. Actually,
think
you
my
can't get up there
brother
by
did.
magical
Yeah.
means. You have to actually
I
climb.
want to just look over to Dardania and be like, I don't think we can leave this room right now. I'm sorry.
That is okay.
Well, hey,
If this is going to be... I gave Ryujin 2 hours, so we have 2 hours.
Yep.
Traeia goes, well, whatever's next, I'm gonna be stuck here for the foreseeable future. I mean, look, you already have a Poseidon demigod on the team. I can help out where I can, but now Athens is where I'm needed.
Understandable.
Speaking of, you all better be here in like 3 days for the coronation.
I will because I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
if
I
you
might have
could
some other
this
stuff
time,
going
you
on.
could track me down. We're the few people who could track me down and kill me for not being there. So
Cora leans forward. Well, beyond those 3 days, we only have about 2 weeks. And from all that I've read, it's not terribly easy or quick to get up Mount Olympus, even with our magic and our connections. Thinking with the utmost optimism, we need to give ourselves a significant chunk of time for the journey itself, perhaps even a week or more.
do
I say-
we know anybody that we can talk to who has climbed Mount Olympus that like some of us may be able to get in touch with through a godly connection?
Can't we ask Phaeton and the other champion
Yeah,
You can
about the journey
indeed.
up? Yeah,
Archelians?
Yeah.
Kennedy,
that they've got. Yeah,
how to pronounce it.
Guys, I had an idea that actually made sense.
Aquilminio. I can. Yeah, we can try reaching out to them to see what the journey's like. But I say we do the coronation, probably give like a day or two of time, and like just give the rest of it to climbing Olympus.
Yeah.
In
And
that
then, but who's
case-
coming with us? Like, is it gonna be all of
We all
our
have to go.
demis?
Everybody who's at least one
everyone
of
raises
every
their hand
demigod
besides
needs to be
Traeia.
there.
All right, demis. Time for a road trip.
Then who
Cora
are we
goes-
missing?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Who are we missing? Right.
Hera.
Hera?
I
That's
assume-
it?
But Hera, the only one we know of, is her champion.
And her champion will be too busy to
Yeah.
to actually go.
That's one we can't exactly.
Should
Won't be
we
able to
find
find us.
her?
Where do we know the location of Hera's champion?
Well,
Everybody.
it varies. She, as most champions do, with Theseus being sort of the exception, she sort of travels with her goddess. You do know that Hera, most of the time, is on Olympus, so you'd assume that most of the time her champion is as well. But if there are things that Hera needs to do on the mortal plane, or if there are like messages from her clerics and that sort of thing, that sometimes it'll be Clarina to be the one who like delivers those messages and that sort of thing. But it could be anywhere and everywhere. There's not like a place she hangs out necessarily.
That's something we should definitely look into, though, because we do need to be able to talk to her about the prophecy stuff that seems to
There
be.
has to be. I mean,
Very
there have been
cool.
other Hera demigods, right? It's possible there could be.
Just
It's
one.
really unlikely, though.
It's very
The
unlikely.
ones
but
that have existed throughout history are often killed very quickly by Zeus.
There's just one.
Zeus is such a fucking hypocrite. Oh my god.
Yes, yes he is.
I forget
Cor-
how
Cora
much
goes,
I hate Zeus sometimes.
But I think everyone is right. If we're all going to be here for 3 days, we are surrounded by one of the best libraries in the world. I suggest we research. We do everything we can to set ourselves up for success, so that after the coronation, we can go and know sort of what we're getting into.
I think that's the best idea for sure, yeah.
Have you seen Cassandra?
She's not at this meeting, but you saw her. I mean, she was helping with the repairs on the Tromokratis.
Yeah, I'm assuming she's wherever they're at. Working.
She has a hole in her ship. She's crying.
Yeah, she does have a big hole in her ship, and you made it a tiny bit bigger when you stopped sinking.
Listen, I stopped all of the water, okay?
She's gonna be there.
They can get it into dry dock now and work on it without water coming in.
One big hole with 3 smaller holes.
Pretty
in 3
big.
different places.
Traeia stands up. She goes, "You guys are all welcome to stay here as long as you want. There's plenty of rooms in the palace for you all to stay here. I have to go. There's like 8,000 people that need me right now, but you'll see me running around the next few days. I want to thank you all. I know this wasn't my thing. It was really Ryujin's and the hands, of course, but now that I am calling this city home, I want to thank you all for what you've done to defend it.
Of course.
And I know that the big battle is coming up, but I really hope that that's not the end of this alliance, because I think in the years to come, people around this table are going to be kings and lords and great heroes, and if we can maintain these relationships at this table, we could usher in an era of peace that Gaia has never seen before. And I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves or anything, but I guess just don't all die on God's sight day. I'd really appreciate it.
I'm gonna slowly raise my hand when she says that.
Put your hand down. You're not going anywhere. Nope.
I'll
nope.
do my best, but as you've seen, I don't have the best track record in the hands of fate for not dying.
Hey, as far as I know, you're the person that just survived a Kraken fight.
I love Traeia. She's so sweet. I'm gonna cry over that.
Circle
Stop.
Stars Druids, we gotta stick together.
I wear a
I
size
still
9
talk to you
crown.
about everything, because like, as much as like it's not a big a deal to you, I still think you would like to hear about it.
Sure. But I seriously need to go. I can see that there are people outside this room that need me right now, and I'm sure there's lots of things to prepare for the coronation and for the celebration. Speaking of, I mean, Dardania, of course, once Isis is resurrected and all that kind of stuff, but seriously, we have 3 days. Celebrate. Take some time. Who knows the next time we're going to be able to celebrate. We just killed a Kraken.
We did the damn thing.
Oh,
We did the damn thing.
Traeia.
Yes.
Can you gather some of the Athenian soldiers or mages, smiths, to drag the carcass of Tromokratis to dry land and start? I mean, is that something we want to do or something? I just figured there's resources there, right?
On my way back to the palace, Archmage Scarin, the master of our Arcanum, has already expressed an interest in his people getting their hands on the corpse to run their experiments and get their samples. This is a very rare opportunity for them. So yes, I believe the corpse is going to be well taken care of.
Whoa.
We
You get
also
first
want
dibs, right?
Yeah.
Whatever you'd like, I'm sure the Archmage would be more than happy to provide.
Okay.
All right,
There's
let's
only
let
one of
Traeia
those.
I know
go
you guys have
before
told me about some of your experience with Archmages. He's not like that. He's pretty cool.
Let's let
Yeah,
her
the
go
door was
before
a
somebody
dick.
outside this room has an aneurysm trying to talk to her.
Yeah, she leaves. So, is there anything else at this table, or do you want to try to reincarnate Isis?
Let's
Can I try
see
and,
a reincarnation.
No, I'm gonna be
Alexios?
so fucking tired after this.
Can I cordon off Cora, try to get like a private word?
Of course. As the meeting sort of begins to adjourn, you just sort of pull her into a corner.
Are you okay?
Yes. Yeah. It's not every day that you survive a Kraken. and I won't pretend like I helped very much in that fight, but yes, I'm okay, and I am excited to go back to a life of sitting at a chair and investigating things.
I mean, it's you do a lot of good where you are. I just did I tell her that I used Iapetus last battle?
I don't think it came up.
I don't know. Yeah.
You didn't tell her.
Listen, I know the whole thing is going on with the reincarnation, but pretty soon after that, I think I may need your help. Kind of in a panic, I made a deal with one of the links. And
What?
I made a deal with a link.
Okay.
It wasn't binding. See, I hold up my hands and
All right.
it's just that now that the whole we may die thing is kind of died down, I kind of made a deal with the link, and that's kind of sinking in now.
Do you mind me asking which one?
Iapetus?
You know, I suppose you could do worse, but Iapetus is not necessarily the most trustworthy.
But when I put him on, I feel really, really smart.
Fair.
And I mean, I kind of felt something. He's not evil. It's kind of like a subjective thing.
Right.
Which, I mean, considering how much power he has, is kind of dangerous. But, I mean, if we can get him to see the bright side of humanity, this might actually work out, right?
I feel like you want me to say yes, so yes.
Okay, so just gonna stop you right there. Thank you for taking what I feel into consideration. But this is I really need an honest opinion.
My honest opinion? I don't know. I really don't. There's so much about the Age of Titans that has been lost to time. So much that's been burned and erased from our histories. There's not enough data for me to form an accurate opinion on any of these Titans. Well, everything we believe about them could be completely wrong. Or it could be far worse than we could have ever imagined. I can't take the words of the gods as pure. But I also can't trust the Titans completely, can I? And from seeing what some of them have done, seeing what Oceanus has done, seeing what Mnemosyne did to you and your friends, but then seeing how Themis has been working with the Once-Smote, I think any sort of blanket statement would be in vain. I think they are complex creatures. But Iapetus is dangerous. He is the Titan of mortality, life and death. It's as if Hades and the Fates were combined into one creature. That is an immense amount of power. And the fact that that power has not made him completely evil and insane or completely good and benevolent and has kept him sort of in the middle is, in my opinion, even scarier. The fact that his opinions are so malleable that he could be used to do such good and such evil and not think twice about either. He could be a powerful ally, but not a very faithful one.
just a quick, like, out of character thing.
Hmm.
This whole week, I've been reading the description on the link, and I read not mortality, but morality.
No, that's Themis.
Yeah, I've been thinking like, okay, there's two of those, but I did not see the T all
Yeah.
week, and
Yeah,
I
now
also
I'm like,
mortality.
to appreciate out of character quick. You like asked Sammy at different points about what you would get from the link, and you were so excited about it for today, and then you immediately put him back in Forge.
I just didn't want. Yes, he's scary. If you ever read that description, he's scary.
He is
But
scary.
uh, uh, I think being wishy-washy is kind of like his way. I mean, when you deal with death and you're a god, you tend to like come out weird. Hades was a pretty strange fellow, but I mean, that's. I think him being kind of indecisive would be perfect for humans, right? That's what we are. If we put him in the right hands, he's good. You put him in the wrong hands, he's bad. But that doesn't mean that he shouldn't exist.
A true neutral.
Perhaps. There are some who believe that with the power of Iapetus, the good can become bad and the bad can become good. How are you confident that the hands you put him in are the right ones?
No. But Titans have had a chance to fuck up. Gods are currently having their chance to fuck up. What about us? I mean, we're the ones who often die because of this shit. I feel like we should at least have a say, right?
You actually raise an interesting point. Not that we would replace the gods or anything, but the idea of the cosmos being run by mortals instead of immortals begs the question of what does that gain, and therefore what does immortality lose? And of all the little that I've been able to read about the Titans, it seems that Iapetus is one of the few that truly feels his immortality, has seen civilizations rise and fall, and he still stays exactly the same. If anyone could introduce a new way of thinking, if anyone could see the flaws of immortality, perhaps it is him.
That's kind of where I was thinking.
It's a risk.
And to be honest, keeping all this power under wraps for centuries and doesn't it seem a little wrong? I mean, we locked up the links, and not all of them had necessarily something to do with, I mean, what was going on. Emma seemed like she just didn't want to leave her siblings in a fight alone.
You touch on something that has been keeping me up at night. That if even the titans like Themis were put into Tartarus with Oceanus and Kronos, even what we think of as the good ones put in with the bad, then what the hell did Tethys and Rhea do to not get put in one at all?
You know, when I was connected to Iapetus, I felt a connection Well, yeah, I felt connection to another link, and it was the same way with Temis. Do you think each of them kind of go hand in hand? So if one of them has to be out, their counterpart has to be out also.
That might be a question for your father, since he was part of the ones that created the links in the first place.
I forget that sometimes. But I mean, yeah, that's something I'll definitely put on the list.
Because here's the reality, Alexios. If we are trying to pitch to the gods some sort of shared existence, Tethys and Rhea might be important to that pitch. Because the gods have been ruling for centuries, eons, with two titans existing in the world. Somehow they've found some sort of balance with those two. What's to say they can't find a balance with the others?
I mean, worst case scenario, the balance is already there. Because if we were to leave Iapetus out, that could be bad. Timus is fair, but she reacts to Oceanus, I believe.
Yes, the good and the evil.
So, if that follows the same way with Iapetus, I think we may have to deal with Kronos.
Yes, that is the other sort of big variable, isn't it? That no one seems to know where Kronos is or what he's been doing this entire time. It's now been over a year since he's been free, and we haven't heard a peep. Surely the king of the Titans is planning something. There's a lot for us to research. There's only so much we can do.
Yeah, where would time hide?
I don't know.
I mean, listen, we have a week, 2 weeks to figure whatever scholarly information we have to find out. But before I go, I just wanted to bring up something. This is just about me and you. This might be the wrong time, but you want to go to the coronation with me? Like, I know that you're you and I'm me, but like a year ago, it was more so you that said that we have to do this whole thing methodically because we're in the middle of war. And it doesn't seem like we're gonna like live like
Alexios, I'd love to go to the coronation with you.
And every other coronation after that.
As many as there are to go to.
Oh! I thought this was gonna be harder.
Did you really? I haven't been exactly subtle.
I'm not exactly not oblivious to things like that.
Yes, I'm learning.
Yeah, there was a whole high five that was meant to be a kiss thing. Yeah, I missed it at the time, but that happened.
Right.
Adagio does not shut up about it.
But yes, I'd love to go to the coronation with you. I will probably be wearing my mask since it's like a formal thing, but yes, I'd still love to be there with you.
Oh, Okay. I don't mean to be mushy, but colors. Do you have like a color in mind?
I'll let you pick. How about that?
Oh, thank you. And I'm just gonna like kind of skip off towards the other. I'll see you.
Yeah, all right. You see, she's sort of blushing. All right. So, anything else before you try to reincarnate Iasis? So, you all head back to the Skymen who have been keeping Iasis safe. Anura, doesn't take long for the 1,000 gold that Dardania gave you to be exchanged for oils and gemstones and chalks and everything that you'll need to try this spell that you've never tried before, but you understand the theory of it. You draw in the chalk on the floor this new runic circle with intricate natural runes on it around Iasis's body. You sprinkle the oils over him, and you get some of these petals and pieces of bark and drape it over him. The oil allows it to stick to his skin. The ritual is ready.
Who all is here?
Basically, everyone besides Traeia. But most people are sort of stepped back a bit, besides you guys and Dardania.
I want to go ahead then and look around to everybody and then turn to Dardania. It's ready whenever everyone's ready to, whoever's going to is going to make their offerings.
Oh, is that how this works?
Yeah.
Not reincarnate. It's not exactly the same.
No.
Yeah, it's not a resurrection.
I thought you still do the offerings.
No, with reincarnate, you pray.
I pray?
Well, no, I'll explain. Dardania just sort of kneels by his body and gives him a kiss on the cheek. Anura, as you begin this ritual, you can attempt to sway nature's intention with the body. A bit. You can try to focus on keeping a hair color or a nose shape or a chin definition, that sort of thing. You can try to keep some element of the person before you in place throughout the transition. You also know some people have tried to focus on a specific species, a specific race for the new body, though that's much harder. Or you can let the fates take whatever they will and create whatever they will. What would you like to do?
Try and focus on making his eyes still be Ias's eyes.
Okay, go
So
ahead
whenever,
for that electric blue eye.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make me a wisdom check.
just add my wisdom modifier.
Yep.
That is, I can add to it one more time because I actually have another one now from leveling up. I'm gonna need it. Okay, that is 22.
22. Okay. As you begin this ritual and the winds begin to whip around you and around the body, you focus on Iasis's eyes, those striking electric blue eyes, and the rest of him fades away, and you can just see the eyes in your mind as it's I am going to pull up a note on my phone from a quadrillion years ago with the full reincarnation table for this setting. And Anura, I'd like you to roll a D100, please.
Let me find the rest of my percentile dice. As I'm getting ready to roll it, Before I actually finish the ritual or roll this part of it, I want to go ahead and send just a prayer up to Artemis.
Okay.
And just say, please let this work, please let this work. And I just keep repeating that in my head over and over and over and over again.
Is there anything any of us can do to help? Also pray or anything?
Help in what way? To help to make sure it works, or to help to try to get a certain result?
To make sure it works.
You can
But if we
certainly
all
Or
pray,
actually
but
either, I guess.
yeah,
If we all drop our own blood in the circle, will it guarantee a demigod?
no.
No,
it
no,
might just get confused.
One
It would
of
get
us.
confused
One
and try and
of us.
resurrect one of you who's alive.
But all of our god
Part of
bloods
the
combined
ship,
turns him into
part
an
of the
actual
crew.
god.
If
I will
all
say
the
this-
Tromokratis flesh in the circle,
This
will they
is-
come back as a kraken?
This is a very
shit.
this is a very
I could
powerful
bring
piece of
Tromokratis
magic.
back instead of him.
This is a very powerful piece of magic, and as the wind begins to whip stronger and stronger, you almost feel it pushing you slightly away from the circle. You get the sense that whatever is happening right now, it's in motion.
Has anybody tried to step towards the circle at all? In any way besides Dardania?
I don't think so.
Okay, I just want to look around to everybody real quick. You want to pray to your parents and hope to God this works, I'd do it now.
I'll pray.
I'm sorry. Sammy, you can't see this because of the chat it's in. Alexios just said, what if he comes back as Howard the Duck? I need a second.
It's not on the list, sorry.
Damn it. Put it on the list. Put it on
Anora,
the list.
Anora, what did you roll?
I had rolled you because of that. 83.
83.
It's a
swear to
red
God,
dragonborn
that's
with
Zeusy
blue
and
eyes and a
Demigod.
massive tail.
It's a Hera demigod, and we finally got one.
No.
Comes back as a
fucking
god.
way.
God.
Is it Zeus and Demigod?
Is he
There's
a
no-
god?
I need to know.
Maybe what the fuck is it?
Hephaestion demigod?
Okay.
What's in the box?
He's like, how am I going to
What's in
create
the
this new
box?
person?
It's a Zeusian
Okay.
demigod. I'm calling it.
Alright.
Is it a Zeusy and Demigod?
Wait, you gotta let him narrate it.
So, as the wind whips up, you almost lose sight of Iasis's body. The pieces of flower petal and bark and oil around his skin, in the brief glances you get through this heavy wind, you see it begin to sort of encompass his body like a cocoon. Until before you is just this large, casket-esque tomb of a cocoon. And then you hear it from inside, a loud crack, as the wind slows to nothing. And you all just look at this cocoon in the middle of the ritual, with this one singular crack right down the center. And you watch with bated breath as more cracks, as hands begin to push their way free. And suddenly he emerges. Orange hair, pale skin, striking blue eyes. He looks very much like the Iasis you knew, but flawless, newborn. And he sort of takes in his own appearance, and his eyes fixate on his left wrist. And you all see, I can't fucking believe this, a radiant brand.
What is it?
Of 2 interlocked rings.
He's Hera!
Holy Sammy, hold on. I just want to say one thing really quickly. When we were in the Discord chat, where you can't see, I literally said, What if he's reincarnated as a child of Hera? Literally 5 minutes ago.
I
That's
cannot
fucking
fucking believe
insane.
that.
No question.
That's
Oh.
insane.
Zeus is going to be pissed, son.
He's like, you
Like,
took my
Zeus-
son. What the fuck?
Zeus is going to be like, ooh, I don't know whether to kill you or not.
Isis is still like from the waist down, still in this cocoon, but Dardania just sort of tackles him into a bear hug and rips him out of the rest of the cocoon. And Isis is now completely nude, by the way, but otherwise completely. He looks completely the same. He just has this new mark on his wrist.
Is he
wanna
at
take
full
some
hit
grease.
points, or does he still come back at lower hit points?
I believe he's at full hit points.
I thought
I-
they still came back at like low
Yo.
hit.
Let me see.
Can I ask a question?
This fits with the narrative so fucking well.
Yeah, no, this
Bro,
is a
one child.
complete.
Could not have rolled
There is-
better.
There is no issues with his body with the reincarnate spell. It is a brand new body that is fully recharged and ready to go.
Okay, good.
Wonder
Because
what's-
Does
Wait,
he
wait,
have
what-
demigod boons now?
Is he still a monk?
Yeah, he's still exactly who he was. He still
Yeah,
has
you-
he still has all of his abilities. He just his Zeusian demigod stuff is changed out for Heron demigod stuff.
I'm really glad.
But what does that do though? Like,
He now
because
speaks
I
4
just used my
languages,
last
man.
fifth
Yeah.
level, and I couldn't really heal him that well, so I was going to be sacrificing hit points to heal him after this.
No, yeah, he's
Um,
totally fine. But yeah,
I want to pass him.
it's weird. I mean, it's kind of convenient because Isis's Zeusian stuff was never actually from Zeus. Like, all of it was, like, from magic items and stuff, so he's basically the same.
Yeah,
Can
so
I pass him
just
a
like
pair of my, like, you know how I always have, like, a pair of, like, other clothing looks just like my clothing?
Yeah, yeah,
From the
yeah.
orphanage? And I'd
Yeah.
be like, yeah.
like,
yeah.
so just
Wear
as
the
like a
colors.
little bit of like a flavor thing. So Anora's never done this before,
Yeah.
and that was my last 5th level spell slot. I have used all of my 4th level, 5th level, and 3rd level spell slots. This is the weakest Anora has ever been. Anora is immediately going to fall to the ground, just bone tired.
I am
Isis
going
takes the
to
clothes.
go over
Just
to
goes-
Anora and like help them.
Yeah. Isis,
This is cool.
thank you. Adagio. And Dardania, with tears down her face, looks at you, Anora. Perhaps you are not so bad?
I didn't want him to die. I hope you know we can finish this conversation another time. I really do feel like I'm about to pass out.
Can
Yes, I
I
think we all need some
can I-
sleep.
can I go over to Dardania and Isis?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ruffle both of their hairs and look at Dardania and go, "See, aren't you glad you gave me 2 hours? I'm not dumb all the
I'm like leaning on Ryujin, by the way. It's like you just drug me with you, basically.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you,
I'm
Ryujin.
just
Anytime.
Alexios is standing on the altar, like where Isis just was, or close, like, oh yes, and thanks for the great idea, Alexios. Reincarnation is like the best idea. Like, where would we be without you?
Stands up. Thank you all. Sincerely. Thank you.
Okay. This is going to be super random, real quick. I'm going to turn to Ryujin. So this is the last night that we have before we start prepping and we go do stuff, right?
I thought we were going to take 3 days off.
We have
But
3
we're
days.
like-
Partying.
We're researching and stuff over the next 3 days, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we can, yeah.
I want to look to Ryujin. I want to go see my parents one last time before we possibly die.
Okay.
And
We can do
I
that.
would appreciate it if you help me get there because
No, we can do that.
I want to just be like, I don't want to go tonight, but I kind of want to because this put a lot of things in perspective, but it's up to everybody else if y'all would rather me go a different time.
Okay. Yeah, the only things I have planned is I just want to take a day or two, drink, party, and also help with the rebuilding of the Tromokratis
Yeah.
while I can. So yeah, we can do that tonight if you want. I mean, let's talk to everybody, see what works.
Yeah, if they're okay with it, if you pop me back, you can come back with like whatever gatestone we have left, and I'll be strong enough to bring myself back tomorrow.
How do you? Okay, can you like go through trees now? Is that a thing?
I've had that. I had that since 11th level.
Oh shit.
I've had transformia plants since 11th level. We just are never near big enough trees. We've used it like twice.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I guess we should probably give Dardania and Isis a little time, and we should, let's meet. Let's reconvene. I guess. What's everyone doing? What's happening?
Are you guys? Are you settling in for the night, and Anora's getting transported to Sylvan?
We were gonna make sure everybody was okay with that first. I think.
Up to you.
Yeah. See if there's anything else we're all gonna do, or.
Okay,
I mean, go for it.
Okay, but I want to throw my arm around Ilme and be like, are we partying tonight or what?
She can't. I'm gonna just look at
She's
a
minor.
She's still a child.
She can be my watching buddy, my sober buddy.
Okay, well, if y'all are gonna get party tonight, can we also celebrate tomorrow night when I'm here and not about to fall over and can actually drink?
Die 2 days in a row, bruh. I'll be your sober buddy.
Okay.
You can definitely die 2 days in a row.
I still have a jug of Goliath alcohol. Do I not? Did I get rid of that?
I feel like
I think you traded it, didn't you?
Yeah, you guys take
Yeah, I
shots
was
of
gonna say, it's been 2 years. It better be gone.
I know we used a fair amount of it, but I thought we used it for something.
No,
Like
I
traded
have a
it
list
or.
of it. I have a list of what it was used for. There's still 100 ounces left
Oh my god.
because we traded part of it. And then there's 10 ounces that we used for shots the first time. There was 18 ounces that we used for Ryujin. I forgot to add the trading because we only traded half of it. So there's actually 50 ounces left, but that's still a lot considering what I remember the con save for this being.
Nora.
So it's basically just moonshine.
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say, we just saved the whole entire city/sea. We're not gonna drink lighter fluid. We're gonna drink good alcohol.
Saying
Unless
if you
you're
want to get blackout
you're
drunk,
gonna
we
drink,
do
like,
still have that
water.
option. I don't know why I still have this. We never
We can
drink
take
it.
shots of the Goliath alcohol and chase it with fancy alcohol.
There we go. We'll do that tomorrow
There you
night.
go.
P. Diddy
You
get
can raid the
drunk off
castle's
cheap.
wine list. Let's go.
So, can I
I'm gonna
borrow
say
a
no.
Gatestone from somebody that hasn't been used to get back? Because the helm also only has one charge.
There
I'll
should
ask,
still be one
You
left.
can take
So I
Rick
can get
It's
there
a
with the helm
4?
and then Gatestone back.
Or I should have one still.
You just
Or
have mine.
Okay.
I haven't used mine. I have
No,
one.
we
Okay.
use. Oh yeah. That's
Okay.
That's true, yeah.
I will take yours graciously. Yeah, I guess whenever you are ready.
I'm still like heavily leaning on Ryujin right now. Yeah, I basically look like I'm drunk already anyway, so I guess I can skip out on the party tonight.
All right.
All right.
So Ryujin, you're teleporting to Sylvan.
Specifically, like right outside my parents' house. I don't want
Yeah,
to scare
I-
my mom
yeah,
to
I
death.
assume.
Oh, okay. Here's a question.
Yes.
Since I'm technically holding Honora, who is from Sylvan,
I have a piece of the cellar.
do I need to roll?
Yeah, I think Anora has an associated object.
Yeah, I have a section of
Okay.
the cellar that I was
Yeah.
trapped in as a kid.
And a piece of your parents' jewelry.
That's true.
Oh yeah, that's true. I had the
Uh,
underbrush.
So yeah, so you don't need to roll. The air gets sucked out of your lungs before refilling once more, and you are in the sort of cul-de-sac that Anora's home is in. Easy peasy. The sun is beginning to set here in Sylvan.
I'll walk with Honora
yeah
to the.
yeah.
Please.
It looks like there's no lights on that you can see from the front.
I'm gonna go up to the door and knock.
No answer.
I don't.
I'm gonna send
I
Kai
can't
in.
even cast
Is there a
anything
chimney?
to see where she's at.
There is a chimney, yes.
I'm gonna send Kyan invisible through the chimney to scout.
All right. Go ahead and make a stealth check for Kai. With advantage.
I
'cause he's
always
invisible.
forget what his stats are.
I do. It's a good thing we're not
extra-
doing anything else because, like, I could not do shit right now.
Okay. Oh. 23.
23. All right. Kai races down through the chimney, and through his eyes, you see yourself in the kitchen. Looking around, it looks like the kitchen is completely immaculate. Going into the living room, where the front door is, Kai could go to unlock the door. You do see a note left on the table.
What does it say?
Looking at it, it seems to be written in Anura's mother's handwriting, and it's addressed to Anura, and it says, "Child, if you come looking for us, your father's soul is harder and harder to contain. He has begun to wander, and I am going with him, keeping him safe. Hope to be back soon."
I have no way of contacting her because I don't know where they're at.
I will. Okay, so I'm gonna have Kai unlock the door.
Yep.
And we'll walk in, present the note.
I've still got my
Well, what do you
sending
wanna do?
stone, right?
Not to your mom.
To Cora.
Yeah.
Since Adagio has met Honora's mom, I'm gonna send a message to Cora and be like, "Hey, we're in Sullivan. My mom left a note. She's keeping up with my dad. Ask Adagio to message her and tell her I'm here."
You get a message back from Cora. Woo! So, was that you, Anura? Yes, I'll tell Adagio over here. And that's
How
it.
are they not drunk already? We've been gone like a minute.
We just killed a kraken, baby. We work fast.
Just a quick question. I can't remember.
Yes.
The gate stone that I have, not gate stone, sorry. Sending stone, is that to Traeia or Cassandra?
To Traeia.
Ryan.
Traeia, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you want to do? We could go back. You could stay here. I could stay here with you if you want. I don't really want you
Oh my
to be
god! Don't
completely
we
alone.
have our telepathic link still?
Oh my god, we do.
How long does that last?
It lasts an hour. How long? The battle wasn't that long.
It's been an hour though.
Yeah, it's been past
It's
an
been
hour.
about like this weekend.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, that's right. That's
yeah.
It's
right.
been
a few
Never mind,
hours.
Yeah.
Never mind. I was like,
Good idea
how
though.
long does this last?
So I don't know if Adagio's gotten this or not. I would hope he'd message me once he messages my mom if he does, but you never know.
I don't have sending prepared because every important person was on that battlefield.
Oh.
And I have psychic
Okay, what
link,
if-
so why would I need
How
to?
about this? Why don't we head back and we'll lock up here and regroup.
Alright, I'm gonna take a piece of paper. I mean, like, I'm assuming I know where there's paper and ink in the house.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get Ryujin to, like, help me get to the table, and I'll grab the paper and ink on the way kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to take out the paper and ink and start writing a letter for my mom and I guess for my dad when they get back.
Okay.
So I'll just start it out, Mom and Dad. Wow, it's weird to be able to say that with a not bad connotation still after all these years, and I cannot explain how grateful I am to be at a point where I can say that and it not strike fear or anger into me. And I know I've said before, I'm going to do everything in my power to get him back. And things are very quickly coming to a head, so you deserve to know everything that's happening. When you get back and you read this note, I'll probably already be on my way to Olympus for God's Sight Day. Which, don't tell anyone about that. That's probably not going to be the safest of missions anyway.
Ryujin passes you a second piece of paper.
Yeah. I'm giving them the final will and testament, basically, kind of idea of this.
Tape it to the first piece.
Yeah. I don't know what that day will hold anyway, considering the prophecy and everything else. But I know what's left for me after it. And I've made my peace with it. And I hope you can too. When it comes down to it, there's only one way that I can get Dad back without using something I'd rather not the whole group use on just something for me. When everything's said and done, I'm going to the underworld for the last time. Hades told me I could come when I finally come for real and go through Tartarus to find the pact and break it. Don't blame yourselves for where I've ended up. If anything, blame... I can't remember what her fucking name was, Sammy.
I don't know who you're referring to.
Paul Benion's wife.
Oh, was that Miala?
Miala?
I think that's right.
Blame Miala and Paul Benion. This is their fault. I'm doing this because we've come to a point where I want to. I'm sorry I couldn't do more before. And I'm sorry I missed you this time. Know that at the end of the day, no matter what, I love you. And I forgive you for everything. Honora. And then I'll fold it up and put it where you can for sure see it when you walk in the house.
Okay.
But like not where people would be like, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" kind of thing, you know?
You can put it right next to the note she left for you.
Yes.
Honora's mom is a cleric.
Yes.
Doesn't matter when the soul is trapped in a thing with an incubus.
I meant for the sending.
She's also like level 3.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
The useless.
Yeah.
That's okay.
She's more of a priest than a cleric.
She's adorable, is what she is.
All right. So with your note gone, are you and Ryujin heading back to Athens?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I will use the gate stone and
We collected those, right?
back to Athens.
Like from its whole
I will
We
log
can
it
say
back.
that over the course of tonight, you can gather all of your gate stones back together. As you celebrate and party and pub crawl and see the grimy parts of the city. And what's interesting is because there were so many witnesses to the battle, all of those Athenian soldiers, news has quickly spread about the details of the fight. And some of it has been exaggerated, some of it is blah, blah, blah. So not only are people coming up to you, buying you guys drinks, all that kind of stuff, the bards are rushing over to you guys and sort of workshopping new lyrics and new songs. They're trying to figure out what story to tell the story of this battle. And you, as you progress through the night, and you're on your like 5th bar of the night. Some bards seem to be getting together to work on one cohesive musical story to tell the tale of this battle against Tromokratis. You party hard into the night before eventually finding yourselves back to the palace, drunk and joyful, all finding yourselves to your own rooms.
Okay, but like on a scale from like 1 to 20, how likely I went home with Lathos?
Roll a d20 for me.
Holy shit.
Um,
Roll to
also,
seduce the
for all of
barbarian.
us-
Obviously.
since we're all here, can I pour like a half shot of the Goliath alcohol for everybody to get us absolutely trashed? Because you don't need much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which would be an ounce each. How
Am I
many
adding
people is
anything?
it?
There are 14 of you.
Oh my god, we still have so much.
Well, plus Paloma, so
That's-
15.
We have so much still.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, so it's the Goliath alcohol mixed in with Dionysian gold, Arcadian red, the finest of all fine wines, and then this disgusting hard liquor.
35
Adagio.
Okay,
ounces of shit left
we're
still.
gone at that point, right?
Yeah,
Out
Adagio,
of
what'd you get?
14.
14. I will say that you get Lathos back to your room, and you think it's going somewhere, and he like lays on your bed and is asleep immediately.
I'm weak as
You blame Honora with the alcohol.
also.
That's okay,
I would
I
like
will
to. I would like to suggest we roll Constitution saving throws
Oh yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
for flavor.
Oh,
For
that-
flavor.
For flavor.
Could I bring
I
up
have-
a concentration spell so I get advantage?
No.
That's just on the concentration spell, isn't it?
Oh,
Honora's
I rolled a
already
3? Wait,
super
actually, hold on.
tired. Would
I
Con
I
save.
I rolled
7.
5. A 5.
Since Honora's so tired already, would this be a disadvantage?
I'll say yes.
Like, I feel like Honora would be so ready to just be, oh, the first one was a 19.
Ilme, what'd you get?
14.
Alexios?
I'm a Ryujin. I got a natural 17 for.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, this is.
It's a saving throw?
Yeah, con save.
Mhm.
Okay, so the 17 plus 8 is 25?
Golly.
And Anora, what's your final total?
Drum roll, please. A 4.
Yeah, so Alexios, you have unintentionally sort of become the dad friend of tonight, and all of your friends are so unbelievably drunk that you, while still being drunk, have had to sort of be the responsible one for tonight and make sure that they're not doing anything crazy. And I guess Adagio is going home with Lathos. Okay, whatever. You have other fires to put out right now.
Yeah,
Honora's
motherfuckers
like
remain-
passed
listen,
out
listen,
in the
listen, listen.
street.
You remember all
face
those
down
plates?
asleep.
All those plates are coming out.
Yeah,
Baby.
they're all coming out.
They're coming out.
Everyone
baby.
gets a plate. Anyone
Every
who comes
single
up to
one.
Ryujin and is like, "Oh my god, were you the one that killed the Kraken?" Ryujin's like, "Yes, here's a plate."
Oh my
Here's the
god,
plate.
Ryujin.
He's a
Ryujin, I
commemorative
have
I
an
sign
idea.
it.
Can I like go over to Ryujin like blasted as fuck and go, I have an idea for the plates.
What's the idea?
I'm gonna pull out Thornwind and go skeet shooting.
I'll give you 5 plates.
Okay,
Yes!
so that's dangerous. Children, we're just gonna.
I'm not that drunk yet. Can we go outside and do
Plates.
Honora
Plates
is
are
Plates are
dangerous.
blackout
glass.
drunk.
What'd you
Plates are
say?
glass.
Anora's blackout drunk. They just don't realize.
You know, can't remember things like right before I pass out. Can we go outside to try this? And that's where I pass out is when we're getting ready to try this or something.
Oh,
You're like
Honora,
getting ready to pull out
actually-
your boat.
I'm like pulling Thornwind off my back, and I just pass out. And you see like Thornwind hit the ground, and then Honora just goes.
Okay.
And
Ryujin.
Brambles girl where that arrow was.
Yeah. Ryujin, as you guys are partying, you hear someone come up to you, and they're like, I would love to talk to you. You turn and you see striking blue eyes on a sort of disheveled, middle-aged man with a scraggly beard and sea-swept hair.
Oh no.
I
Oh
have
no.
an idea.
Ah, okay.
He's drunk.
Sure.
Come on.
Let's
Time out.
let's walk this way. And I'm just like Captain Jack Sparrow walking like to somewhere else.
All I can think of is like when this stranger comes up to you and is
Roll
trying to
the
get you to
3
walk
on my
away. Alexius
Constitution
is like,
saving
stranger
throw, all right?
danger! Stranger danger!
Stranger-
The man puts an arm on your shoulder and says, "For this you might need a little help." And he sprays a little water in your face, and you immediately, where each droplet hits you, feel your mind clear.
Okay.
Where was that
A
place?
trick I learned
What?
from Dionysus.
What just happened?
Come with me. I'd like to show you something.
Just-
Okay.
I wish that thing happened in real life, by the way. That made my life so much easier.
That's where we're going to take our break.
Oh.
We will come right
Where
back.
has all the rum gone?
We're going to come right back to this mysterious stranger and Ryujin.
The last time Ryujin walked off the mysterious stranger, I got my rib cage removed
It's
from my
true.
button. So
And everything-
Surprise! This is not Poseidon. It is actually the Rakshasa again.
Yeah.
Poseidon now?
Psych!
You
Give
never
me
knew
more
what
twice!
You'll never learn, huh?
This would be something
Apparently.
Sammy would do, though. We're joking, but...
Yeah, that would be. I'm gonna change the rest of this session right now. Alright.
Is that battle map, you guys?
Yeah. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back. Let's hop right back into the moment that we left. So, Ryujin, you walk away from the party, from the festivities, with this stranger. He leads you down to the docks, a different dock than the one that you just fought on. It's a smaller, more private dock. And as you talk, he says, "Do you remember all that time ago when those imbeciles were trying to drown you? And we made a pact, you and I. You vowed to vanquish my enemies, specifically those who sought to use the powers of the sea for ill."
I do.
Well, I think even your harshest critic would have trouble saying that you have not lived up to your end of the bargain. I have 3 gifts that I would like to bestow upon you.
Hey.
I will say, I hope you are not offended that I will not be offering you the champion position.
No, that's okay. I wouldn't be able to take that anyway.
But perhaps in the future. First, I would like to show you this new gift I will be giving you. And he conjures a dagger out of thin air and slices his arm. Not terribly deep, just enough to draw blood. Come. And he lowers himself into the seawater. And he motions for you to do the same.
Okay. Yeah, I will cautiously lower myself in.
Take my arm, son.
Okay. I take his arm.
He lowers the arm so it's completely submerged in the water. Feel the ocean around you. The salt. All the little tiny bits of life that flow. Channel that life into this wound. Heal me.
I feel like Ryujin really he closes his eyes. His brows kind of go furrowed a little bit. and really focuses on it. Tries to imagine all these little bits of life and small creatures, big creatures, coral, seagrass, all that stuff.
Make a religion check.
Yeah. Can you imagine if this doesn't work? And he's like, well,
he'd be like, God damn it, dude.
He's like, I thought you were ready.
Okay. Is that an advantage?
Religion check. 17.
17.
I don't have a good religion.
It's all right. You emanate this connection with the sea that you already have. You can talk to these creatures. You feel connected to them. You feel like one of them. And you try to pull a little bit of life from all that sea around you and focus it, pinpoint it on this one wound. You open your eyes, and the wound is gone. That was a small test. But the power that I'm giving you is far greater. Imagine your friend on death's door. But if you can submerge them in water, you can save them. And you can add the water-powered feat to your character sheet. Basically, it allows you to take a living creature, submerge them completely in seawater, and bring them back to half of their maximum hit points. Once per long rest.
How do I add?
If you go to features and traits, and scroll all the way to the bottom to feats, there should be a button to like manage feats or add feat or something like that. If you just search water powered, it should pop up. Water powered.
But you don't need any healers anymore. We can just like dip, right?
So we can literally dip. Water powered.
I mean, he already does better than me. You can take my spot.
I'll just stop healing people then. I'll stop prepping the healing spells.
It's
you do it once per long rest.
But still, I mean, half hit
and
points.
you can return half of their maximum hit points.
Correct.
Bro, I can prep less healing spells though now.
He says,
Ryujin the cleric? What?
Oh.
For your next gift, I must take you somewhere. Please grab hold of me.
Alright. I'll just take his arm. It's fine.
Alright, you take his arm, and immediately you feel the ocean lift above you, and it feels like almost a type of teleport, but not quite the same. And when the sea releases you once more, you find yourself standing on a rock face with Poseidon near you in an endless sea with beautiful blue skies overhead. Welcome to the water plane.
I thought there was only... Well, isn't there only water in the water plane?
Not quite. And you see that fairly close to you, maybe about 200 feet away from you, is an island. It's not a terribly large island, but it's by no means like a deserted island type deal. And there are structures on it, walls. It looks like two walls, sort of concentric, circular, strong walls, and emerging from the central ring are these 5 towers that stand tall. And he says, "Look over there on the horizon. Do you see that sparkle right there?"
Do I?
I mean, yeah.
Yes. What is that?
That is the Isle of the Tides, my divine throne. During high tide, all that can be seen is the top of the tallest tower. During low tide, The palace spans miles. But we're not going there today. No. Instead, I would like to show you this. This island, this structure. It's called Fort Agenor, named after a former champion of mine who used to call this home. Let's meet the locals. And he dives into the water.
Okay, I'll dive in after. The locals.
So, one thing you immediately notice is that trying to keep up with Poseidon in the water is a fool's game. As soon as he gets in the water, he flies straight forward. You do need to sort of swim to catch up. But you see now, underwater, that the island that you saw from the surface actually extends significantly further underneath the surface of the water. And you see there's a flurry of activity down here. You catch up with Poseidon as he lands on this stony island with probably about 20 feet of water above him. And you see a community. You see water genasi, merfolk, a lot of naiads, water nymphs, some tritons as well, other sort of water creatures, all living here underneath the surface. You see some of them live in like coral structures, coral shelters, but others are in kelp huts and tents. They are all going about their business. This seems like a small community. He says, this island, much like the Isle of the Tides, changes depending on the tides. But this area here is perpetually underwater. It never sees the sun. And this is where most of these people have come. This is a community of fishers, farmers, but mostly breeders. This is where my personal hippocamps are bred, my steeds, the best hippocamps in all of Gaia. Everyone you see here works for me. Come, let's get to the surface. And he continues walking until he breaches the surface, and he is now on land. You approach this first wall, and you see that while it is made of coral, it is covered in moss and barnacles, and it seems like it is a very lived-in coral wall. During high tide, this entire area is also underwater, but low tide, like this, we can walk on land. Here, the door. You see there is a door in the coral wall guarded by two Triton guards who both bow deeply as you and Poseidon cross through the walls. And as Poseidon shows you, you see there are larger buildings within this ring, and he points out a nursery, a healer, a temple, artisan shops, even a theater, meeting centers, everything this community needs to function. He says, back when Agenor lived here, he was the owner of these lands, and everyone here answered to him. In the time it's been since he has gone to the stars, all these people have managed to find a way to live without a lord or a king. They care for each other, look after each other. It is nearly utopic, the way they live. And because of that, this inner ring here has nearly been forgotten. As you get to this inner ring, you see that this wall, while made of coral still, has a bit of a color differential about halfway up. And you can tell that that's sort of the water line from high tide, and then there's some of the wall that is perpetually above that water line. Because in here, this area is always above the water, no matter how high the tide gets. Everything here is dry, This is what I would like to show you. He enters this inner ring, and you see these 5 towers. They're arranged 4 in a square, essentially, with the 5th one in the center. That's a little bit wider than the others and a little bit taller than the others as well. But all 5 of these towers have bridges about 3-4 floors up, connecting them to each other. So it's this sort of vast network of towers. He guides you to this central tower. This is where Agenor was based when he was here. Let me give you a tour. He enters this base tower. And you enter into a fairly unimpressive hallway. There is a nice carpet on the floor, and then a door to your left and a door to your right. He takes you to one of these doors, and you see that there's a seating chamber here. There's a small fireplace that is currently not lit, some comfortable chairs, that sort of thing, some art pieces. But he continues walking through this room, past another door, into a larger room with a central throne, large chair. Hard to really tell the difference. Here is where Agenor would hold court, where he would take complaints and usher opinions. Here is where he led this island. But there is more. He takes you back to the entrance hall, and you see, right in the center of this tower is this spiral staircase. He leads you up 1 floor, 2 floors. He keeps showing you. The first floor has this enormous dining hall and this kitchen. Then the next floor up has a small sort of brig almost, and some more seating areas. And then next floor has some more seating and some a place for trophies. There he mentions that the trophies that held specific emotional value to Agenor became stars with him. And the other ones that were remaining that had more monetary value were given to the community so that they could flourish as a community without him. Moving up, there is a library. Poseidon talks about how books are hard to come by on this plane, specifically dry books. This might be one of the largest libraries in this entire plane of existence. He takes you to another room that is another war room. It's a more akin to the one in Sunbrow Manor in terms of size compared to the Athenian one. Bringing you up another floor. This is where the tower begins to get a little bit narrower as you get higher and higher. But there's a balcony that goes completely 360 degrees on this floor, and you can get the most amazing view of this endless sea. Going up once more, you see a teleportation circle on the ground. Poseidon says, with your magic, this circle will mean very little to you, but memorize it all the same. Once you and your friends have interest in hopping planes of existence, this might help anchor you to this place, should you desire.
Yeah.
Moving up again, there is a large bedroom that takes up the entire floor, and then up a ladder to the absolute pinnacle of the tower, and you see it's a temple to Poseidon, with most of the majority of the floor actually carved out for an above-ground seawater pool.
Hell yeah.
With the sky open above. It goes, Ryujin, this fort, it has no owner. It needs no owner. The people here are fine, continuing as they are. So there is no guilt or shame, whichever way you choose. But this place is yours, should you want it.
Wow. It's a very generous offer. The whole fort? I mean, this is crazy.
Yes. And of course, your friends can live in the other 4 towers, should they desire. This community is self-sufficient. They will love the idea of having you, and my naiads would serve you as they would serve Agonor or myself. But if you choose to spend one day here or every day here, the island will still function. Though I will say, in terms of business, your people here produce many hippocamps. You are free to do with them as you choose. You can sell them, collect them, take them for your own, with the one asterisk that any that I personally find admirable, I will take.
It's only reasonable.
Before you make your decision, there is one last thing I should show you. One final gift. Come. And he takes you all the way down the spiral staircase, all the way back down to the ground level, and then actually down once more. There's actually a subterranean level of this staircase. But unlike the stone of the rest of the tower, when you step out of the staircase in this basement level, you step onto sand. And looking around, this looks to be a private cove. You turn and you see, while there's sand for about half of this space, it then descends into sea. And you can tell by the way the light works that if you dove into this water, eventually you'd find your way out. So it's sort of a private entrance or exit. But the majority of this space is filled with stables. There are some completely on land, some completely in the water, and some that have some water and some land on them. They're currently all empty except for one. You see a beautiful hippocamp waiting in a stable for you. Golden scales and platinum white mane. Looks strong, looks fast, looks otherworldly in terms of its beauty and power. This is for you, regardless of if you take this place or not. And if you do take this place, you're welcome to change the name of the fort. It does not need to keep the name Fort Agonor, but I would ask that you keep the name of this hippocamp here.
And what's that?
Her name is Yue.
You know, I was just gonna say, I think she would have loved to see this place.
Yes, I'm sure she would. So, what do you think?
I can't, at least for a while, guarantee that I will be able to visit as often as I would like to. But I will try my best to accept this responsibility and do what I can to, I don't know, help it grow, I suppose. Be prosperous. I'm not sure. I'll try my best, but I accept.
Wonderful. Then I will leave you with one thing as I take you back home. And he holds out a blue orb, sort of like the size of a cherry. This is a water seed. Holds a specific purpose. When you get back home, somewhere safe, break this seed, and it will complete a portal. The portal will only stay exactly where it is that you've cracked this seed. But once it's been created, you can walk through it and find yourself here.
So, is it like anyone can walk through it? Like if let's say I crack it, because
If you cracked it in the middle of a street, anyone walking along that street could walk through. Is why you must
I
find
see, I
somewhere
see.
safe for it. Think of it as a tear in reality. So,
Okay.
Yue will be here for you. But until then, he grabs you and the water surges around you. And you find yourself dripping wet back on the dock in Athens. Alone.
I'll look at the water seed, kind of,
Sort of glows with a
you know,
blue-green light.
I'll toss it up, catch it. No, and I don't know, probably crack a big cheesy smile and start walking back.
All right. The rest of you are so drunk, besides Alexios, that you didn't even notice Ryujin had left. Alexios, you probably clocked Ryujin leaving with some guy and returning with a goofy look on his face.
Where did we meet?
Huh? What?
Where did we meet?
Where did we meet?
Where did we meet?
You and I? We met in looms. That's a strange question to ask.
Yeah, like Alexios' hand was like halfway, like to slapping him. Okay, who was there? Who did we meet there?
Dagio and Lathos. And you looked at my trident the second I got in there, or the second you got. I can't remember who was first.
There was one more person there.
And Orpheus.
All right, I lower my hand. Listen,
It's a
and
strange
I'm
question.
not gonna say it again.
Do you not remember where we met?
You not walk away with strange men. You die when you walk away with strange men.
Oh, Ryujin and his strange men.
What happened?
I had an interesting meeting with someone. We'll talk about it tomorrow. It's fine. I'll pat him on the shoulder.
Did they
and he'll get
try
into
to
it.
kill you?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. As
All right,
the
I can't keep
least
it anymore. All right,
drunkest,
I'll tell you what happened. Spill the beans. All of it.
Okay.
This is why Ryujin isn't allowed to keep secrets.
Yeah.
You don't tell anybody yet, all right? It's just between us, all right? I'm just very excited.
Never.
All right. So you all party to your heart's content before Alexios shepherds you back to your rooms, and you fall very peacefully asleep. You can all take a long rest.
We can't get hangovers, can we?
I mean, y'all are not feeling great when you wake up.
I feel amazing. I woke up next to Lathos.
Listen, I
feel
played
Lathos wakes up and
one
he-
shot, and our DM allowed us to get hangovers that gave us levels of exhaustion.
Adagio, when Lathos wakes up, you can see his brain is trying to remember if something happened between you two last night.
We're both completely clothed,
What
just like
was-
staring at each other like, did you? Did I? Did we?
What was the name of the fort again?
And I
Fort Agonor.
does he still wear that ring I got from that one time we had that like warding bond?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that.
You put a ring on it.
I put a ring on it.
All right.
See
so
anyone talking to him, I'm like, fine.
you now have 2-ish, 3-ish days before the coronation. What would you guys like to do in that time?
I will try praying to Apollo so I can try to see if Phaeton can help us in some way.
Absolutely. You go and find the Apollo temple here in Athens. Not hard to find. You go to the altar and you pray. What would you like to say?
Yada yada yada, bada yada yada.
That's what Apollo responds to this time too.
I was like, what the fuck did you say?
Well, that sounds like a song.
I feel like it's an inside
Is this
joke from my
some
dad. We could both in the
strange
future
prophecy I don't
both
understand?
know future songs. It's gonna be a thing in the future, you guys. I promise. Yeah. I'll be like, hey man, I need to borrow Phaeton for a moment if you want. If you want to send him over. I got questions on how to get up Olympus. Yada yada. How you doing, by the way?
Go ahead and roll your D100.
You end it with body yaddy.
Oh my god, I rolled a 44.
44. What's your target right now?
Let's find out together.
It'll
Didn't
be
it
whatever
just
it
go
says
up?
plus 3. It should be plus 3 to
God.
whatever it says.
Okay, thank God. I was about to say it's a 42. Oh,
So
plus
it's a
3,
45 now.
45 now.
Great. Woo! Just
I was
under.
like, not a number off.
So you feel a warm presence behind you as the almost entirely solid form of Phaeton sits next to you. Can I help you?
No hi, no hello. How you doing? Thank you for saving the world.
Hi, how you doing?
Oh my God, it's been a long day. You know who I woke up next to this morning? Okay, that's the point. Okay, so clearly we want to make it. I'm pretty sure we told them we want to go to God's Side Day. So
Yes.
yeah, and Zeus has given us the like, yeah, sure, make it up the mountain and like prove that we can and blah 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 blah. But I also know that you've gone up the mountain. Sorry, I know it made me laugh so hard. You've made it up the mountain, and I want to know how to make it up the mountain. So I figured, big bro to little bro, alive bro to not so alive bro.
Well, there is no concrete way. Even my magic only got me so close. But I can help how I can. Even if you are incredibly accurate with your teleportation, even still you will have quite a hike ahead of you. Here. And he places his finger on your head, and you see in your mind the image of Phaeton and Archimeones from their hike. You see the place where they sort of conjured themselves into being. It's not close to the peak at all, but it seems like you're a hefty bit of the way up those mountains, in a small clearing between there's about a 30-foot ledge before it dips off once again, and then your eyes come back to yourself. I hope that helps.
What about like what to expect on the mountain itself?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, godly, Phaeton, come on, give me one thing, Phaeton. Outside of that one thing you've already given me. That's a 15, and I have no modifiers.
15. Well, there are all manner of powerful beasts and monsters on those mountains. Think, if it's so hard for mortals to get up there, there are no predators for evil. So you are bound to run into powerful beasts, but beyond them, at the very peak of Mount Olympus, there is a village of extremely powerful and devoted servants of the gods. They are winged defenders of the portal to Olympus, and they are duty-bound to not let anyone pass through. It is them that you will have to either convince or get past to get to Olympus. Anything else, brother?
Nope.
Then I wish you luck. And congratulations.
On winning, I
On
assume?
Tromokratis.
Living? I was like, living, I assume? I spent most of the time in his stomach, but sure.
Good luck. And he fades. Anyone else doing stuff?
Is this like for the next 2 days? Or
Yeah, over the next 2
like,
days.
Are we going day by
Okay.
day?
Yeah, over the next 2 days.
Can I get Adagio to send a message for me?
I'm gonna spend the whole time avoiding an oar.
I would like to actually talk to Cora, Alexios, and Paloma at some point together.
Sure.
Maybe
Absolutely.
with the
Wait, I have a side question.
Okay.
Did we ever end up like getting Cora to like start experimentations on like that divine glass from the battlefield?
Yeah, I mean, barely any because things sort of got sidetracked.
It'd be like that.
Yeah.
I would like to talk to, at some point, Iapetus and Cora. And I think, well,
Alright, so if you want to talk to Cora and Paloma and Ryujin wants to talk to all three of you, let's say that, Alexios, you went to talk to Cora and Paloma and Ryujin is like, oh, perfect. The three people I want to talk to.
first, though, it's fine.
So, I assume, like, I try to catch Cora, or not Cora, Paloma around and just basically see how she is. I'd ask her, like, so, did you get hurt at all during that whole?
No, I didn't, but honestly, I didn't really help much either, so I just sort of witnessed the whole thing.
I mean, listen, glory is glory. I have a couple stories. If you want to take some, like, that's fine.
I appreciate the charity, but I'm alright. The real thing is, I'm kind of missing the days where people were copying my hairstyle. Do you see the hairstyle that people are copying now? And you see, there's lots of people walking around with a white streak in their hair.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I do prefer the, purple. That's dope.
Yeah,
But I mean, speaking of past and future, like, how do you like teaching?
well, I guess it'd depend on who I'm teaching and what I'm teaching them.
I mean, honestly, I had this idea, and honestly, being an artificer is going to be a new thing, or at least more widespread. And the once mode is a shut-in, and honestly, I find myself interested in more things other than this.
I suppose it is up to me then, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you have the personality.
Wow, when you put it like that. Sure, I could see myself teaching some young proteges.
I'll fund it.
Well, that's awful kind of you.
It's for me. I mean, when this thing with God's Sights Day goes down, the world's gonna change. And if it goes how we think it's gonna go, or how we hope that it's gonna go, we're gonna have a bigger part. And all this shit's gonna be needed. Really, really bad.
Well, I suppose I should work up some lesson plans then, shouldn't I?
Yeah. I mean, as long as you put me in, like, the history part, I'm good.
Yeah, I'll try to squeeze you in. You'll be a footnote,
Still,
but we'll definitely mention you.
still, I'll stay in touch. Do we still? I talked about a get or sending stone between me and her. Did I ever do that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
I think we
I'll
ran
work
out of
that out.
time.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, yeah. I'll work on that.
That's all right. Is that your friend walking up?
Uh, is it Ryujin or
Yeah,
I
it's
just turn
Ryujin.
around? Okay.
Hello,
Yep, yep.
hello.
What can we do for you?
I have a favor to ask. So, all right, how was the whole thing with Forge to like, the little pocket dimension? How is that made? And can it be replicated into a necklace? For me, specifically, for something.
What
I was
part?
dead when that happened.
Yes, I believe I could help with this, but what part are you specifically referring to? The extra dimension?
Having, yes, a necklace that I could go into with other objects or people, and it be like that pocket dimension inside Forge where the links are held. But also like not something anyone can do. Like maybe it's linked specifically to me. Somehow.
I mean, I don't know if that technology exists currently, especially to make it like only respond to you.
And if I have to have like a key or something, or some type of like thing I do, kind of like with Forge.
Right.
I
I
can
just
do
want to try and
something
replicate it.
similar. It's just you're gonna have to change your mind on the whole portable necklace thing. I can
What do
make
you mean?
a door that's only accessible to you.
A door?
And given enough time, that door can be permanent. But
No, it's got to be something portable. What was it done with Forge?
Well, it was done over the course of a year with the help of some powerful archmages and my mother.
Hmm.
oh,
So not to say that it
Can
can't
it
be
be
replicated.
replicated on a
It'll just
smaller scale?
it would take time and resources.
It doesn't have to be a very large pocket dimension or anything.
I don't think the
It
size
like
of the dimension has much effect.
um that would be uh okay. Um
listen, vault, vault, big lead metal vault, thick walls. Inside your portal. Outside, locked door in which only you can access. It's simple.
it's not that simple. It doesn't feel safe. This is a big responsibility. This is like hmm.
Any of the other responsibilities that we put
So,
several
how long do you
titans in
think
a dimensional space that people can't see. They could be doing anything.
how long do you think it would take to recreate something like that? And like a talisman or necklace or like some type of jewelry I can wear with me at all times.
Well, just for the enchantment and that sort of thing, it would take about a year. To get it into a necklace specifically, it might just take a bit of experimenting, but around the same time.
And there's no way to fast track that, cut it in half, maybe into quarters.
I mean,
You know who would be able to help?
who?
And it's really fun. You know that guy back when we first met out at Trappo? Stone Skin,
Stoneblood.
Stoneheart? Yeah. Remember, he could do that with a necklace specifically, and then, May, like, did that thing where she, like, stabbed him in the
You know, that is an
And now
interesting
we have
point.
no idea.
That is something that genies often use, are necklaces, talismans that have power inside. Perhaps if we could get the talisman from a genie and sort of retrofit it for our desires?
Is that possible?
I mean, theoretically, I don't know where any genies are currently, but they are...
Does anyone in the Alliance, do they know a genie? Does anyone know it? I mean, does anyone know a genasi that could do the same thing?
I mean, it's more of where genasi get their powers. You're more likely to find genies on the 4 elemental planes.
I understand.
Alexis, will you check your mic? Your mic got all screwed up somehow.
Okay, we'll table this. I might have an idea. We'll get back to it. We'll get back to it. And I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
When I want everyone else to have a chance to do their stuff, whatever they want to do. But after that, I have something I would like to do.
Okay. Alexios, you also wanted to talk to Iapetus?
Yeah. I'd do it somewhere private, go inside the portal. Hey, you know
Actually,
what
Alexis, we're gonna come back to you because your mic is still fucking up.
Is that the thing that I'm hearing? It's like
Yeah, it's like a
high-pitched
ringing.
voice?
Yes.
Okay, I thought I was going insane.
No, yeah, that's that.
I
We'll
don't
give
get
you time to
ringing.
fix
Sounds-
it.
It's
Just
only
sounds
when he's
muffled for me.
speaking.
Yes, it's only when he's speaking. We'll give you time to fix that. Ilme, are you doing anything?
Yes. Okay. So I have a few things that I wanted to do. It's mainly going to be a lot of research
Great.
because I had started looking at like how the Titans were before the gods were here, what they did. I'm kind of expanding on that. I want to try and focus on like what Cora like mentioned to Alexios of like focusing on Tethys and Rhea. I wanted to talk to Themis, if possible, is because One Smoke's still here,
Both us
or
here,
did he
yeah,
go
absolutely.
back?
No, he's
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I wanted to talk to Themis and ask if she had any clues of where they're at, because I remember like whenever we did the thing with her, where she like kind of pointed us in the directions of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Did we ever get that for
No, she could not
Tethys and Rhea?
find. She could not find them in that ritual.
But did that ritual only cover like this plane of existence?
Yes.
I thought. Yeah, so I'll do some research into Tethys and Rhea to like figure out what they did when they were Titans, what they do now, if they usually are found in a different plane of existence.
Okay.
Kind of stuff like that.
Go ahead. I'll say I'll give you 2 rolls, one for Rhea and one for Tethys. So you tell me which one you want to do first, and then make an investigation check.
Okay, we'll do Tethys first.
Okay.
That is a 23.
23. Okay. So, and again, even in the Athenian library, which is significantly larger and more well-researched than the Delphi library, detailed information on the Titans is still not super prominent. That being said, you do see some stuff about Tethys. She's always mentioned as the wife of Oceanus. She is the Titan of freshwater and is generally believed to be much sort of like an equal and opposite to Oceanus. She's generally considered to be life-giving, as freshwater is. And there are some more recent scholarly opinions that think of the relationship between Oceanus and Tethys almost like an abusive marriage, where Tethys was sort of the unwilling passenger in their matrimony, and was unable to quell Oceanus's darker desires. But because she was always sort of in the shadow of Oceanus, there's not a ton that's known about her personality or what she likes or what she would like to do if it weren't for Oceanus.
And then Rhea.
Go ahead and roll.
Good. 16.
16. Okay. Rhea is probably the Titan that's talked most about besides Kronos. Rhea being the mother of the first generation of gods, and specifically not only being their mother, but also being the one to save Zeus and therefore lead to the gods eventually winning the divine war, was all sort of her catalyst. And so because of that, she is often in these texts treated with a bit more kindness than the rest of the Titans. In terms of trying to find any sort of locations that Rhea might be found, there's not a ton that's like, Rhea spends her time here. However, there is one location that's mentioned as just like something that is significant to the Rhea story, which is only briefly that when she was hiding Zeus from Kronos, she hid him in the city of Verglas on the elemental plane of air. It's not really said if she spent much time there, but she certainly left Zeus in the care of the Aarakocra, the bird people native to that city and that plane of existence. So it's not that much of a lead to go on, but it's better than nothing.
So with that, can I, because we have an Aarakocra on our
on your ship, yeah.
Yeah. So then can I go talk to him?
Yeah, Rowan.
Them? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Remember Archifate?
And-
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that we had one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I want to talk to him, ask if he knew any stories growing up about Rhea and that story in specific.
Oh yes, I am very familiar with the story of the god.
Elaborate.
Well, I was not born on the plane my parents were, so all I have is story and conjecture. And yet, my father would talk often of the Titaness who came to Verglas and dropped off a child to be protected, to grow. It is said that the Titan had a close relationship with the woman that she left Zeus with. It is said that throughout the course of the Divine War, Verglas was a sanctuary, a safe place. There are some that say that Aeolus, the primordial deity of air, the creator of the air plane and the air that we breathe, it is believed that he offered sanctuary in Verglas for all those who sought it. But beyond that, Verglas is not like other cities in the elemental plane of air. It is much more secretive, much more private. Those who come to Verglas are often turned away unless they are born and raised there.
Okay. Well, that's all I have for him. Then I also wanted to maybe do some research onto people who have made the trek to Olympus, how they did it, what they brought, stuff like that, if there's anything out there.
Sure, go ahead and make an investigation check.
That is a 24.
24. There is not a lot, because not a lot of people have done it, and those that have done it have died and have not been able to publish books about it. The few that are there are people that abandoned their pursuit fairly early on in the process. Most people start from the city of Olympia, which is why it's called Olympia. That's sort of the almost, I would say, like the tourist destination for people that want to start climbing Everest. You know what I mean? And so that city has sort of popped up around this idea of people trying to climb Olympus. So you find a book about the history of Olympia, and which is sort of by extension a history of the people that have gone up to Mount Olympus, and it also talks about like the injuries that they come back with and that sort of thing. Some don't come back at all and are assumed to be eaten by monsters up there and that sort of thing. Others come back claiming that they've seen amazing things and that sort of thing. It is generally believed that for most mortals climbing Olympus, the gods are throwing tests in their way to prevent them or to prove their worth, to get all the way up. So a lot of people claim to see visions that many on the ground claim are hallucinations. Visions that show them the gods telling them to return back to the ground, and then it's only when they get back to the ground that they realize that the gods just told them to fuck off. And then sometimes those people will try multiple times, and they will always reach epiphany and feel like this drive to come back to the ground and alert the people of their prophecy, to only realize that they don't actually have a prophecy. Things like that. But so there's that sort of the mind aspect, but then there's the horrible monster aspect. People reporting, people going up with a group of 5 and coming back with only one injured person, reporting that he saw his friends torn apart. There are also legends of extremely specific, powerful things in those mountains. Famously, Prometheus is said to be tied to a rock near Mount Olympus, with an enormous rock, ROC rock, coming every day to rip out his intestines before they're resealed every night. Things like that. There are bound to be powerful dragons up there. There are bound to be creatures from times forgotten that are up there that have not been seen by mortals in generations. It's kind of a crapshoot.
Okay. And then last thing is I want to go bother the people that took the carcass of the Kraken.
Okay.
And tell them that I want new armor.
Okay.
Literally, I'm like, this is ours. I want armor made out of this.
You are directed to the Femian University of Enlightenment, which is the largest university for both normal learning as well as arcane learning here. Headmaster Archmage Scaran the Gold Cloak, who you've met before, the one that's on the council, the coalition. Yes, he says yes. There is no universe where he denies you this. What kind of armor are you hoping to gain from this? It's probably going to be scale mail from most of it, which is...
Yeah, I have to have light armor.
Yeah, the challenge will be to turn this into armor that is able to be worn by you.
Yeah. I was like, I can only wear light armor, so that is not much.
Yeah. It's definitely... He won't be able to make leather out of it. And it's not really hide. And it's basically what light armor is. It's just leathers.
Would it have
No, I was just hoping that, like... I was, like, thinking maybe underneath the scale, there's still, like, the... I don't know. I was hoping that maybe I could get something out of it.
He does say that his people are experimenting with the materials, and they're hoping to be able to extract some of its qualities without its necessarily, like, its raw components. And so they might be able to help. It just might take a little bit more time.
Okay. I want something from this.
You got it. He puts you on the list. Ilme of the Hands of Fate needs something from this.
Yeah, that's all. That's all I have.
Okay. I'm writing it down so I don't forget. All right. Alexios, do you wanna try again?
Do I sound better now?
You are perfect.
Okay, awesome. Um, can I tune to the link while I speak to it, or does it have to be one or the other?
Um, I mean, it'll take an hour to attune to the link, and I would say it won't be able to speak to you fully until you're attuned.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I do that when I have the chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, you rolling something?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard. Thanks. Uh, but yeah, I'm just gonna sit down or speak to it and say, so you've had time to think. What do you want?
That's a very vague question.
I mean, is it complicated? What would you like to do? What is your goal now?
It is a bit of a complicated question, child. I think what I'd like to do is be entertained, be interested. I hate the boredom.
That sounds workable.
Tell me,
Listen,
I think the question is, what do you want? If you wanted glory, you could rest on your laurels. You already have that. If you want power, you're quite powerful already. So what is it you really want? Do you wish to rule the cosmos like a god?
I think I want I want a world where we're not susceptible to you guys arguing. Hey, who's Siren? Who's being arrested?
It's probably New York.
Oh.
Accurate. Also, real quick, I just gotta point this out. You can't see it, but it apparently glitched through on stream a second ago. There's a face on the tapestry behind me, and Isaac pointed out, if you saw a face behind me, I'm not getting murdered. It is the tapestry.
Oh, good to know. Good to know.
Oh, yeah. That was I want it to be okay for a demigod to not be heroic. And I think the only way to do that is to have a world where you all may not be as powerful as you are now. Maybe there's some sort of agreement, but I think I'd have to see how you all work before I can decide if that's even possible. So I'm here.
Do you want to know what it is that I did before I was imprisoned?
I do.
Very little, to tell you the truth. The Fates did most of the heavy lifting. They decided when to create a string of life and when to cut it. I merely was able to sway them, and I was a guide. Now I believe that my duties have been separated and fall under multiple different people. Thanatos has continued doing what he's always done, but Hades sort of looks after the dead as if they need looking after the dead. Who cares? And then the rest of the gods look after the living, Which seems entirely unfair to me. I mean, you have 13 gods looking after the living and only one looking after the dead. When all the living will eventually be dead, so the number of dead just gets larger and larger, and still only one god looking after them, and the other 13 look after the paltry few that are alive. How does that work?
Are you saying that's where you'd rather be?
I'm saying the current system is awfully unbalanced. And this whole idea of life and death, it's a creation that we made. Much like seasoning on a dish. We add it. We add meaning to it. If you remove the seasoning, the dish is still the same. It doesn't have the same flavor, but it still exists without the seasoning. What I want, more than anything in the world, is to relax. I want what my poor sister has been able to do. Not care about mortals. Not care about politics or trying to help Kronos or stop Kronos. It's tiresome, and it's a cycle that never ends. Life and death, and life again, and death again. Never ending. I am an immortal. I will never end. But I can choose to remove myself from the cycle. So if that's what we're getting to, boy, if the question at the end of this is, should I remain imprisoned, or what would happen if I were to be freed, I would find a corner of this bright and expansive universe, and I wouldn't care about mortals for the rest of my days. Unless someone's very interesting.
Then why were you in prison? Did you actually side with Kronos during this war?
I sided with my family. I believed, as I still do now, that balance is important. And your gods were untested and so passionate, so young. Creatures that young, that inexperienced, cannot be trusted with the balance of the universe. Best to leave that to the old, to the wise. Why I was imprisoned with Kronos is a bit more complicated. While yes, I certainly helped Kronos in the war, as any good soldier would for his king, but I believe the traitor and Hephaestus bound me to Kronos specifically because he is so passionate, always opinionated, always barreling forward to some crazy important end. I am not so. And I believe they thought, correctly so, that joining me to him would mellow his impulses out, make it harder for him to escape this prison. It is not necessarily my desire to do that, but I do have that effect.
So, are you saying you don't mind being a link? Are you...
Oh, I would certainly love to get out of this fucking link. I can't stretch my legs in here. I don't like to be chained. Free me, and I won't bother you whatsoever. I might even put a good word in for you with the fates to give you a longer life, if that's what would sweeten the pot.
I don't think I'm quite interested in that.
I could also put a word in to shorten your life if you want a quick cut to the end.
The fuck?
I don't know. You mortals put meaning on such weird things.
I just gotta say it real quick. He gives off bitchy queen in the best way possible.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna say no to that. And, listen. What do you think about this whole thing? I mean,
I will speak to you in your own language. You are an expert on dragons, is that right?
I'd like to think so.
You know how even the good and bad dragons, they have a bit of godliness about them. They're not themselves gods. But if they find themselves in near a village, and the people in that village beg the dragon for help, and it's a good dragon, perhaps it will aid them in their endeavor. Or if it's a bad dragon, and they beg to be saved by some invaders, perhaps the dragon would help the invaders. You cannot blame the dragon. That is its nature. My ideal future. Those of my brethren that wish to rule, let them. Those that will kill your gods, figure it out. I would like to be freed to go find a mountainside and be that dragon. Let people wonder if I'm good or bad. Let them pray to me, and perhaps, if they're feeling lucky, perhaps their wish will be granted. Or perhaps they'll get eaten. That's all I wish. I wish to be a freak show on the side of the world. Something the locals can believe in, or fear, or tell stories of. A boogeyman, or a genie. I have no wish for another divine war. I just want to be free.
What I'm proposing to you is, for the time being, at least until God's sight day, we work together, and when that day comes, they'll be lenient with it. And then after that, after this is all over, all you have to do is not betray me, and then you're free to go find your mountain. If you don't hurt people, I won't find you. I don't care.
All you have to do is keep me entertained, and I won't betray you.
Were you not entertained?
For that battle, certainly, yes, but give me a reason to be interested in whatever happens to you in your world.
Well, for starters, if this goes wrong, you probably go back to Tartarus.
Just like life and death are cyclical, and that those that are dead can be resurrected and then killed again, and then brought back as undead and then killed again. If you send me back to Tartarus, eventually, whether it be a year from now or an eon from now, I will get freed again, And whoever I find myself with next time, eventually I'll be freed.
So I'm gonna call bullshit on that. Like, immortals really have this, like, that whole shtick. It's really annoying. Like, talked to dragons a couple weeks ago. Oh, we don't need to come back right away. Everything happens eventually. That's the truth, right? Why do you try?
You have come to my very idea. I don't try. Unless someone entertains me and says, sure, why not? I'll give it a little effort this time. But I do not understand Kronos and my other siblings that try so heavily.
Oh, so you try a little bit. What were you doing when they caught? Well, when you came to be under our, what's it called? I don't want to say captivity, but you are in a
Care?
box.
Here?
Here. That's better. Random voice.
In your mortal wars, I assume this strategy is still effective, as it was for your gods. I was the healer for the Titans. Remove me from the battlefield, and they have a much harder time licking their wounds.
Oh, that's actually helpful. But who caught you?
I believe it was a concerted effort, if I remember correctly. I remember Zeus. I remember Hecate. I remember Demeter. That one surprised me.
I meant which one of us? Like demigods.
Oh, fuck. I have to double check.
You said that, and it took me a minute to realize that, like, he was talking about before, and I went, I'm sorry, what? Hecate?
No. Sorry. Let me double check.
Sammy
It's
out
been a
here
while.
trying to give us all a heart attack thinking Hecate is out here trying to be all good.
Hold on.
Who
Iapetus.
got you, Hecate?
Let's see. Come on, computer, work a little faster, buddy.
It's just struggling.
Here we go. Slowly.
Sammy without his notes. I saw a TikTok that was that song that's like, who the fuck is Ava? And it was a DM whose notes just said almost TPK and then Ava with an asterisk. That's Sammy without his notes.
I don't know what song you're referencing.
There's a song that someone came out with that just says who the fuck is Ava as part of the chorus. So like all of us without our notes is just who the fuck is Ava?
Well, it says the page is unresponsive. Basically, my computer is struggling. So I'll have to get back to you on that. I apologize, DJ.
Don't tempt the fate.
That's what the Titan tells him.
It's just, well, listen.
I'm trying to remember.
In summation, you help me, I help you get your whatever you want to call it. Truthfully, it's easier for me if you say no, because then we don't have to find another check or balance for Kronos. But, I mean, I'm working more towards a world where nobody has to be imprisoned if we can help it. I mean, obviously, there's some problematic people who will have to do it eventually. But you seem okay.
Well, I do my best. I will say, my more passionate brethren, Kronos, Oceanus, Crius, they're far worse than I am. And my sisters are better than I am. You've caught me right in the middle of the pack.
I mean, moderation is always a good thing. Well, yeah. So, do you accept? Are we like friends? Do we like have a secret handshake or something now?
Allies, for now.
Oh, and just because I can't help myself, I do need to state this. If you use any information to hurt any loved ones that I may or may not have, you know, we won't be friends after that, right?
If you think I have retained a single ounce of information about you, you seriously overestimate your importance.
I mean, if you're on my hand, obviously you're gonna like learn about my family and like I don't know, bedtime habits.
Do you know why I call you child and boy?
Because you're really old?
It's because I've forgotten your name.
You know what?
Holy shit, you fucking killed him.
Your name is kind of hard to pronounce, so I think we should just keep on with the, like, should we come up with nicknames?
I'll let you ponder that.
I think we're gonna get along. You remind me of my sisters, all of them.
You remind me of my brother.
Which one?
Silence.
We said that. I mouthed that in sync with Alexia saying which one.
And I'm gonna leave. Well, yeah, he's gonna be on my hand since I tuned, but I'm gonna leave the pocket dimension.
You got it. All right. I will also say throughout these few days, you are approached by several different members of the coalition, specifically Mistress Lily Threefoot, who is the gnomish woman in charge of culture for the Alliance. She is working directly with, Mistress Shiftgale, not Mistress Lilyfoot. Shiftgale of Smooth Tongue, is the cultural consultant. She is working with the Coin Master to plan the coronation and that sort of thing. So she approaches you. She also asks for all of your official titles so that they can get it right. Ryujin, you are muted.
I also still need to send
I
those
do have
messages,
a couple things
or that
I
message for
still want to
Dacia.
do. If there's time.
Yeah, go ahead,
If
Ryujin.
we don't have time, then we can do it next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just gonna say I wanted to, so I assume when I was at Fort Agonor, I saw the teleportation circle and would have tried to memorize it.
Yeah.
So I would like to try and teleport there.
Okay. You are unable to.
Unable to.
Yes, you can only teleport on the same plane of existence.
Can
If I
Ryujin?
have
I was
the
asked
teleportation
Ryujin.
circle memorized.
Yeah, so if you're already on the plane of water, you could absolutely get back to that one. Without that, with the plane shift spell, it can just help make the plane shift easier to that specific location.
Can Ryujin tell me the teleportation circle so I can plane shift there if we need to?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I was going to ask about.
I mean, if you'd like to help, you absolutely can. That would be
Yeah,
fantastic.
that way he can get to it. I just didn't know if I could use that or not because I don't have to have the. Do I have to have the tuning fork still then?
Yes, but the water seed acts as a tuning fork.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it would act as one or not.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we can do that, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I'll use plane shift and pop in whoever goes with me and Ryujin, I guess, then to there.
Jim.
Whoever wants to take.
So I guess it's time for me to explain this whole situation. So I'll spill the beans to you as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna be really confused when you ask me to use plane shift for the first time for no
Yeah.
fucking reason.
Yeah.
What is
So
going
okay,
on, man?
my thought process for this is I would like to go up to the very top of the tower that I guess I would reside in if I were here, and go to the indoor pool to pray to Poseidon. And I want to ask, is there any way that maybe you could get me in touch with a water genie? I think they're called Rids.
Yep.
So I could get a talisman or necklace I could go into and set the portal in there, because I don't trust putting it anywhere else. I don't feel anywhere else is safe enough to do that. You know, this is a direct line to this plane of existence, which is close to your home, and I would only feel comfortable if it was something that I could have with me at all times that I could access, and most people couldn't.
Real quick question: am I the only one who came with Ryujin?
Yes.
I assume so.
Can I walk around? Can I ask Ryujin? Can I walk around this place and explore, or do I need to stay near you?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Explore away. There's a really cool library downstairs. I haven't looked into it that much yet, but there's a lot of books there, so feel free.
I'm gonna go check out the library then. That's what I wondered if I could do that or not.
Yeah, my hope is that being this close to Poseidon on the same plane, it'll have a better chance of reaching him. I guess that was my thought process. Or hope, at least.
Go ahead and roll a d100.
Okie dokie. I always hate this. I get so anxious. Alright. If I can find them, I'm gonna use the percentile dice that Elizabeth sent me. Honestly, I think this is my favorite dice set. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Out of all my dice.
They're
This is
so
the
fucking
nicest.
cool. Like the fact that they're scented is insane.
No, I mean like the OG,
Oh.
like
Yeah.
I thought you meant the scented ones. You mean the ones that had the D4 that could stab through your foot?
yeah, the D4 that could like destroy your entire soul. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now I understand which ones you mean.
Okay. You're shitting my dick.
Huh.
Roll the 30, and I know that's gonna succeed.
Nice.
What? Right, that's a hold on. Yeah, that's a yep.
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
You see, as you stare off into the horizon, the twinkle of the tallest tower of the Isle of the Tides. And that twinkle, for a moment, almost seems to light like a lighthouse, like a beacon. And you follow the beacon of light, and you see in the secondary ring looks like a water genasi carrying a basket of fish to what looks like some sort of tanner or cookery. And the light seems to hit this genasi and then fade.
Yeah, immediately I'm gonna go after them and try to find them.
Okay. Do you speak Aquan?
I'm not sure. I assume.
Are they underwater?
No.
No.
Well, yeah, they're underwater, so I would understand, right?
Well, they're currently on land.
Okay, I don't
You
speak.
can,
I
you
speak
can
Celestial.
grab them by the
Common,
hand, shove
but
them
if
in the
they're
water.
submerged, yeah. I'm gonna like just like if I don't understand what they're saying, I'm just gonna be like I'm gonna point to the water. I'm gonna be like,
Yeah. They get in the
For once, your
water.
linguist can't help you here. I don't see that.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
okay. Persuasion. Persuasion. 22.
22. Okay. The Genasi tells you about his father, who is a Merid. He tells you of a city, not terribly far from here. It's on this plane, It's marked by reflective mirrors and shells all along the outer wall of the city. He points you into a roughly western direction. It's about a day's swim. But there you'll find not only his father, but a whole city of Merid. But he urges you caution.
How long would it take me? Wait, why?
These genies are not, they're not the friendliest sort, and they don't take kindly to people who just want their things. They're not like a Disney genie.
Fair. Is there something I could offer for this?
Many of them seek to make pacts with mortals. But it seems that your soul's already been spoken for.
It has. Anything outside of a pact, maybe?
They like shiny things, valuable things, important things. Think of them almost like dragons in that sense.
How long would it take me by Hippocamp?
About a day. This is
About a day?
like a day for Genasi terms, which would actually probably be longer for you because you don't actually have that good of a swim speed. But on your
I wish I did. That's bullshit.
Yeah, on your Hippocamp, it would be about a day.
Okay. Is there anything else I should know? Wait, what's their name? How would I find them?
Are you looking for his dad specifically?
I assume so, right? I mean, honestly, anyone that could help me get this with the least trouble would be fantastic. I mean,
okay. Well, he tells you his father's name is Bhagwan.
Are they nice?
No.
Understood. Okay. We'll figure it out. It's fine. Well, thank you. I appreciate your help. This means a lot. If there's anything you need, let me know. I'll try to be here, stopping by more often. I'll set up a system where you can get maybe a Dropbox where you can put concerns in or something, and I'll check it every time I come here. Until
Sounds
I'm here
great.
for a more reasonable time frame. But if there's anything you need, don't hesitate to ask while I'm here. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I want to shake their hand, really personal connection.
It squelches.
Fantastic. All right.
All right.
Can I get Honora and just try to coerce them to help me with this really quickly? Is this something that can be done quickly, or is this we're gonna have to wait?
I mean, Honora was checking out the library, so I guess Honora's down for whatever.
I mean, it's about a day's journey, and you don't know what you're going into.
Can we say
That's
Honora sent
Is
the
time the
message
same
before
here?
the day's journey started then? Because if
Yeah,
so,
she
Honora's
says
down.
this coronation.
Is time the same here as it is
Roughly.
on our normal plane?
Roughly.
Okay, then I will wait until after the coronation. I'll take this information.
We have time before the coronation, don't we? We got 2 days.
Well, this entire thing has been going on over the 2 days.
Oh, I thought he did this at the beginning of the 2 days.
No.
Oh,
I mean, I was gonna wait. I was initially gonna try and do this right after the night we all drank. The very next day, I was gonna do this, but I wanted everyone else
so
to
we
get their
still
stuff
have
out of the way
time.
first because this is kind of lengthy.
I mean, it's up to you. So long as it's okay if Honora had sent the messages before we came here.
No.
No, okay, yeah, no,
Hmm.
it's fine. Whenever
I don't know.
Honora will help.
Wait,
I was
messages
just
for
trying to
what?
work the time frame out.
Honora wanted Adagio
I mean-
to send some messages for them.
Yeah. Listen,
Right. Okay.
Listen, I have a hard time with time in real life, much less in this game.
I mean, if you guys think we should wait until after the coronation, that's totally fine.
I
I'm
thought we
okay
were
with
going
that.
immediately to Olympus after the coronation, though.
Oh, okay.
We have a week after the coronation to start the trip to Olympus. Y'all talking about
So are we
a
going to take
day
the day
trip
right
we
after
say-
to do it then?
Cora said we were gonna go right
into
away.
Genius?
Yeah, I thought we were doing it right
Well,
away.
Cora said that the more time you give yourselves, the safer you'll be in terms of like making sure that you don't miss it. But she said that if you can figure out how to get to a fairly good starting point, that she would say it would take about probably around a week to be safe. So Alexios is right that you would have some time after the coronation if you wanted to, but
Oh, okay.
If anything goes
I
wrong.
thought it was immediately after the coronation. Never mind then. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought we meant immediately after.
Okay, then it's probably a safe bet or safe idea to just wait until after coronation and just do this right after. So we can always come back. But I do want to try and get a talisman or something from one of those merchants. Maybe I can trade something for it. Just so I have a little pocket space to put the actual portal in to get to this place that I can bring other people with, because I don't feel safe just leaving it somewhere. You know, like Sunburned Manor is mostly safe, I think, but a skilled assassin, like a really skilled assassin or like rogue type, could like I feel like easily infiltrate, and that would be bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So to get here currently without the water seed, Ryujin has to have plane shift, right?
correct.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't realize the helm was limited by planes. I thought if he knew the teleportation circle at all, he could go there.
No, it has to be the same plane.
Okay, let me write that down in my notes.
Would I be able to
Okay.
ask that one trading dragon what she wants for that little pearl?
Elea?
Over those
Was that
2
her name?
days.
Elea?
Yeah.
Right, Alea, yeah.
Would I be able to like
Elea.
message and be like, "What you want for that pearl, though?"
What was the pearl again?
She
That like you know, like if like something on like the Kraken wise, I could give her.
for
I
which
mean,
item
I feel like
specifically?
she'd be happy with any of
Yeah,
the
that's
crap.
another.
that,
Or oh.
Honestly, the
I
Hydra.
could,
If you could give her like a Hydra head, she'd be happy with that. I think, because I mean, that's
Okay,
insane.
how about
That's
this?
the head of Apotrepo.
I mean,
What's
she
that?
responds to you
When-
immediately,
What's that called?
Adagio.
What was that called? It was that little pearl thingy that's like if you were
Maybe a stone
like
thing?
that led you to the baby of stone, but we didn't actually know if it worked or not. And it
Oh,
was like you
right,
had to be
right,
pure
right,
or
right,
something.
right. She
Y'all,
responds
we-
I was
immediately.
gonna
She goes,
say,
Back
if
to
you
the baby
wanted
and
to
stuff.
save
She
a
goes,
spell slot
if you can
when I
bring
come back. Sorry.
She responds to Adagio immediately, so I just want to make sure the response goes out. If you can bring me one of the hearts of Tromokratis, we might have some business.
Didn't we destroy the
Is that
heart
something I
yet?
could do?
I mean, they're a little fucked up.
There's like
But
4
they're
of
still-
them.
There's
okay,
4 of them.
I thought they were like
There's 4 of
destroyed.
them. Okay, then can I go talk to the people and be like, see what?
I call
be
dibs
like,
on a heart, baby. Let's go.
like, that's what I want. You got 3 other ones. I just want one.
Yeah.
Make a
Give it to
persuasion
an
check.
ancient dragon. Just one for an ancient dragon and an item that I need to use in the war. You know, I'm not asking for a lot. Oh, that's a nat 20, and I have 0
Woo!
modifiers, so that's
Oh my
literally
goodness.
just a 20, honestly.
Nat 20. It's not in perfect condition since they've all been like damaged in the battle, obviously. But there is one that they have not yet experimented on and sort of ripped apart and used. So they do need you to pay a little bit for it at least. But because you're who you are, it'll only cost you 500 gold pieces.
You know, 500 gold pieces ain't that bad. Let's see if I actually have
You
gold
can
coins.
add
Wait,
one
wait, wait,
heart
one
of
second.
Tromokratis to your inventory.
That's funny as
Yeah,
okay,
go
I'll
ahead.
take out the 500 gold. I have 500 gold.
I was just gonna say when we get back from this little venture in Aura, and I always have that. I mean, I still have that the sending stone or the dragon stone to Belea. So
You
if
can
you
only
wanted
do
to
it
save a
once, so
message,
it's like, nah, I got the spell slots. And I like talking to her.
Okay.
She's funny. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
I was
"Bet
gonna see what
look
they'd
what
give
I
me
got.
for, like,
Guess what I got?
some
You do
flesh
delivery,
or
or do I gotta
chemical or
come to
something.
you?"
Yeah, I mean, from talking to Ilea, I mean, while many other collectors would kill for any part of Tromokratis, Ilea's standards are much higher, and so she's basically only wanting a heart.
Does she
Only a heart, not
deliver,
even like an
or-
eye or the brain.
Eh.
You have a brain still?
She'll take them.
Did that
She'll
not
take
dissolve?
them. But the hearts of Tromokratis are unique and powerful.
Is there any more that are in good condition, or is it just that one?
It's just that one.
Yeah.
And that one
Alright.
only because it was a nat 20.
I was surprised. I never.
What about
rolled that 20.
humanities? I take his heart.
Can
And I don't
message
know
her
if you're
and be
speaking,
like-
but you're muted.
I'll tell her they're on the phone.
Oh, okay.
You
well,
deliver, or should I come to you?
you'll definitely have to go to her if you want.
Lee, you're a dragon. You can fly.
Ryujin, are you guys coming back to Athens, or are you staying on the plane?
I think we have to, right? Because the coronation is like in a day or this
Basically,
day. So yeah, we'll come back for that, and then afterwards we'll have a little bit of time. We'll come back and try to take care of that. So that'll
Okay.
probably be next week, I imagine.
Yes. So you guys come back to Athens for your last few hours or 24 hours or whatever until the coronation, with plans to potentially have a little water plane adventure very soon. But first, a celebration and a coronation for you and for Traeia. That's where we'll end tonight's
Not that
session.
time.
Can I still do those messages
And
next
dissed-
week? Because
Yeah,
I
of
don't want
course.
to do them
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
Okay, make
assuming
sure.
that Adagio wants to send them, yes.
Find a different
Yeah, okay.
cleric. Ah.
Or I can find another cleric who knows these
Yeah.
people. I just wanted to make sure.
All right, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I apologize for the tech difficulties, but we made it through, and they seem to mellow out in the end. This episode will be on YouTube on Saturday, and you can tune in next Monday at 7:30 Eastern for whatever happens next. We'll see you then. Bye!